thoughts of you were sinking. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. You know you don't really call me like you used to, but I know you try. And I've heard you've been here before, but I won't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. It's just what I change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusting to some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to.
Yeah, we are live. I didn't think about this. Remember when we talked about the never put the dark guy in the back?
Yeah.
I did that today.
Yeah, I know. It's fine.
So I put the dark skinned person in the back. So if she fades in, I apologize. Maybe in a little break when I step away. You can get up out of your chair if you want. There.
I was trying to be subtle. It was the opposite of subtle.
It made it more about you. We have done no prep. My sheet is Sarah did.
Mine's empty. Look, mine's still blank.
Mine's
too.
blank. Our sheets are blank.
I'm gonna write things down right now.
Nobody has a pen.
No.
But we did have dinner.
Yes.
Sort
and
of.
we have the child watching a movie, so
Yeah,
that is
so-
about all I could accomplish.
Yeah, and background noise is encouraged here. I'm far away from the chat,
I can
so
read it.
somebody else is gonna have to
Oh, I can't see a thing.
check in. To
Hello, Yerl.
Oh,
You're out.
oh, Tristan's
say
You're
you're
out.
all there. Tristan.
Hello, Tony. Hello,
Tristan.
Tristan. Hello, Keith.
All right.
Super
So-
Size Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, we just
We're
that.
gonna skip that question.
So yeah, I'll probably have a light for you. I will probably hook that
Oh,
up.
my light's missing.
Yes, it is. You're welcome, talent. Thanks for showing up, talent.
I also.
I
brought
know
the
you made
papers.
dinner.
I brought the papers from
Good job.
upstairs.
All right. So if you watch a show at all, we're sorry. And if you don't watch this show, you really can't hear what I'm saying. So who cares?
Welcome.
I got a little crackling in my headphones. Of course, this is where live stuff. I add 5 mics to something, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
He was really nervous about the microphones. Can we estimate how long it took you to settle this
3
up?
hours, 4 hours.
Probably 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's a lot.
This is the tallest microphone.
I mean, it's kind of
It wasn't your
adjustable.
fault. This wasn't your fault.
I mean, Ryan was supposed to take that,
Yeah.
and then you swapped microphones over there. I think 3 times.
I have actually swapped microphones 3 times.
So there, see how that one is.
Anyway.
That's a beauty.
Pull it together, Ariel.
And-
It's on me. Now
All
we're
right.
covering up Sarah
Testing.
even more. So
Are we
Look, I
okay.
can see myself in the corner.
Do you want me forward or back?
toward your
towards
face,
you.
please,
Toward my face.
all the way. Yeah,
Yeah,
Test,
now
test,
that
test,
the
check.
mess of all of that is over, let's start
it's
with.
not over. It's not over.
Okay.
Yeah, stay in the frame, babe. Stay in the frame. You're gonna have to lean forward a little bit.
I can see her.
I can see me.
You look great. You look really good.
It's like find the Sarah.
You look really good.
Find
too.
Sarah.
Thank you, baby.
All right, we'll see what happens. But we're here. Thank you. And good night.
That's all.
If anyone is still watching after that debacle.
Okay, so first,
Oh, no.
first, I know Sarah and I. We usually start off with our shot. It's usually on a Friday, so that's why we do it. But it's Sunday, so I guess we're doing it anyways. So all right.
Shots
Lunch
for
about.
Sunday.
Salute.
Salute. Click clack.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yummy.
Cheers.
All right. First things always first. We always have to thank our sponsor, Lever Consulting. Ariel doesn't know who that is.
I do. They're great.
They're great. That's all we have to say is Lever Consulting. They're great. Check them out at leverconsulting.com so that you can go ahead and get a free consultation. Just mention that Sarah and Scooter sent you over there. Or you could say Sarah, or you could even say Ariel sent you over there.
You could.
I mean,
Same thing would
good
happen.
people, good person.
Yeah.
Go check them out.
Cool.
All right, and we still have a giveaway question that these guys
So
can't
here's the thing.
answer.
It's in the show notes.
It's in the show notes for the podcast, but not on YouTube.
Oh. Because I looked it up for your playlist. So I know it's in the.
It's in
the show
it's in
notes.
description, and it's not like it's a secret.
I forgot what the question was.
What's the question?
It was episode
It's a
24. What was
question.
my song of the week?
His song of the week,
okay, we're
episode
still on
24.
that one. All right.
It was
Yeah.
episode 24. So what I did was go back into episode 24 on YouTube and take out that answer, but it's still, if you're listening to us on podcasts, it's in the description for
It is.
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. And it's really, some cute little keychain and some stickers,
No, we upped it.
We upped it.
It is a really cool keychain. I wish I had one of these.
Well, guess what? You're here in person, so
I'm gonna take
Have
one.
one.
Get one for free.
No, I made
Give me that.
we're gonna give your playlist card. It's going in there,
oh, no way.
so people can have your playlist.
Where
Yeah.
is it? I have one right
Oh,
there.
it's right here.
Don't lean too far because
Your
it'll
head.
make it awkward.
Your head.
Hello. Okay.
How many
this is
cameras
it.
do you need to be on?
Okay.
It's really, really blurry.
Mhm.
It looks like this, sort of. It's better in person. It's a playlist card. It has a code you can scan, and it's a playlist that Bailey and I put together for your 50th not birthday.
Yes. I mean,
They don't celebrate birthdays, which is weird.
That's really weird.
Is that what
Is
we're
it?
talking
I'm gonna
about?
say
today? It's weird,
why is
but
it
we
weird?
love it
Celebrate
for you.
birthdays.
We love that for
Why
you.
is it weird?
It's weird, Scooter.
It's just
Maybe
not.
that'll be my
No,
rant.
Christmas is the weird one. We'll get there.
Yeah,
Okay. Just
Christmas is
wait.
real weird. Thanksgiving's weirder, the weirdest.
Maybe that's my rant.
Okay, well, we'll get there. We're not,
guys.
You've got your own pen and paper.
Chaotic. Put it
Now
down.
Mike's on his paper. He has no idea what's happening.
It's over. Everything's over. All right,
Writing
so
down my rant.
that's our giveaway question. You can answer it in the chat. If you don't answer it in the chat, please put it in the comments for the YouTube on the YouTube video. That way I can go through there, and whoever answers it first, like Ariel tried to sneak in there and get the answer to the question, but it had already been answered in the live stream. So
Okay, the reason I did that though is because I was just annoyed by no one answering the question, and I was like, "Can we just get a new question?"
my
And so
question's
then
awesome.
No, I know, but we had the same question for so long. So
Yeah,
I was
well,
like, if
Sarah
I just
came up with it.
answer
It's her
it,
fault.
then well, it's the same thing happening with this one. So
Did I come with this question?
It
I
is
just don't think they want
it's not
promotional
changed.
items.
No, it's not changed by Eli.
sorry,
Sorry, Rel.
No.
you can read it from that.
I have
far
my
away.
phone.
Oh, you could. Well, yeah, you're.
Super.
You know
psychic.
we're
Good eyeball.
streaming live, so
I'm
any of your
blind
phones
as a
can
bat.
watch it while you're in, and you could be in the
My
chat.
phone is watching Tinkerbell right
Oh,
now.
that's true.
So
But you could be in the chat,
I could. All right.
watching yourself, like
I can
Inception.
throw us in there.
Thank you.
All right, that's about it. So that's not about it. We're halfway through the show. Now that we're 10 minutes in,
Quarter away. Oh my god.
halfway through.
If it takes the two of them an hour to get through this list,
I
the
know.
5 of us is
5
going,
hours long.
Y'all are in for a long night.
And
What a
let
fun
me know because my headphones are crackling like crazy. So if the audio, I mean, if you're in the chat, please let us know if the audio's going okay.
Yeah, unless your name is Tristan, you don't get to say anything.
Okay, Tony, will you let us know?
Because
how's
I'm a
the
little,
audio?
I spent some time putting these random microphones put together that I've never used. So okay,
Audio's good.
audio's great
Oh,
according to
great.
Tony.
It's just you.
I don't, but he also listens to Coldplay.
No.
So
Okay.
so
We're going
when you go
there.
say audio is great, and he doesn't like
no.
Ed Sheeran, and he listens to Coldplay.
Yeah.
So
All right.
there's a gavel in my hand. Do you know why?
He says,
Because
okay, I'm out.
it's because
We'll get there. I'll fight for you, babe. I got you.
I'm gonna
well,
go
you
grab
know
a
what?
beer.
You can go ahead. I mean, when you go live, I will watch you, and you can troll me.
His
but-
podcast is great.
Now, how
but-
many guitars are we gonna break this weekend? There goes my bass.
Hopefully 0, because the other one was fine, right?
No, they'll be fine. They fall over all the time. But yeah, you
I'm
see our
gonna blame
backdrop.
you for putting them in a walkway. So
They're next to my desk. How about this? This is my only office. This is my office.
It's a good size, though. I mean, it's bigger than my office.
It is.
Oh, but I have to clean it up and adjust it and do all this.
regularly.
I can't just leave my office.
It's true.
Guys,
So-
we're hitting record numbers of live viewers. So
Your Rel
Record
said
numbers.
Happy
I don't know,
born.
10
Happy
10 feels
born
good.
day, Scooter.
What?
Your Rel said Happy born day.
Thank you, Urel. Urel, that's somebody we really like to give a shout out every time because show off the goods.
Oh,
Well,
I mean,
the
if you
shirt,
can see me-
not the goods.
not the real good.
That's called Sarah and Scooter After Dark hashtag. That's a whole different channel that we don't put
Oh
on
my God.
YouTube.
I don't want to watch it.
Welcome back,
For
Ryan.
the record, for anyone who doesn't know and is tuning in, relationally, Bailey and I are
say it.
Scooter's daughters.
That's me.
So anything about their after darkness makes us uncomfortable.
Yeah, and also Ryan, just keep dragging that can across the
Ryan is Bailey's
The surface?
husband.
Is it loud? Can you hear this?
Oh, totally.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
louder than
That's
Ariel,
terrible. Don't
and
do
that's
that.
hard to do.
That is hard to do. Case in point.
So
All
yeah,
right.
just
Noted.
a note.
No.
Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he's a. The talent is definitely in the room tonight. The talent.
Not just me today.
Well, the producer over here, sweating nuggets over here.
I am actually hot.
But I mean, wait, look at all the lights that are turned on too.
Yeah.
They are cool lights, though. I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
They're all LED, so they're not as hot.
Still
Okay.
hot.
And I was like, nerd talk. I don't know. They're not halogen or anything. We can turn on the AC.
I'm having to teach you to do it.
Oh, crank it down to like 0.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Let's make it
anyways,
0 degrees Kelvin in here.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Are you trying to keep us on track? That's not
am.
how this podcast ever worked.
So what's
You've
the
watched
giveaway
it.
question?
No,
You didn't get the answer.
Right, but you.
so it's the same question until someone gets the answer.
Oh, right. Duh. Moving along.
So the Baby and Ariel podcast has begun.
That would be odd. That
we shouldn't do
we
that.
would not do well.
Yes, you would. You've done stuff together before.
I'd watch it.
We have, but I think
For
we
like 10 minutes.
would murder each other.
I think we would murder each other.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We
'Cause
have our
I hear
boundaries.
crackling in my headphones. Should I just take the headphones off?
Yeah, I
At
would.
this
Yeah,
point,
take them off.
Okay, but
You're
then
the
I'm
only
always
one.
stressed like
Be
the
here
That's
with
audio.
us.
okay.
That's
So
present.
you know what?
Present.
We are gonna put you in charge, viewers.
Oh,
If something's wrong with the audio,
Yeah.
let us know
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
so
So
that
he
he
doesn't
doesn't
have to
deal
do
with
it.
it.
because I can't see and
I can read it,
anyways.
so you won't know.
I can almost.
Okay, I need you to push the good things button.
Oh,
Thanks.
Yeah.
you have it?
I don't have the right one.
Yes, you do. I fixed it.
If you're wrong, I'm gonna be mad. Good thing. Good job.
I
What is
What
she
is
saying in that?
Whoa.
so good.
Oh, I love it.
She's talking about the Little Mermaid movie
Yeah.
because it's so good.
Well,
Yeah.
so the sad part about that is, so Linny, I mean, she
Why
was
are you making
over
it
here for about 30 minutes just going for it on this podcast, but she quit, so she didn't want to do the actual live stream, but she did a great Q&A leading up to it.
I mean,
so.
I think
That's okay.
realistically, I mean, we've talked about on this podcast before that children are narcissists,
Well, yeah.
right?
No,
So,
for sure.
and that's not a
Tristan.
She was really upset that we weren't
well,
asking
yeah.
her
We've
all the
talked about that
questions.
on this podcast before. I think at one
Yes,
time
we
too.
did.
Yes, but I think there's a reason for it. I mean, they
Until
are
the age of 6. That's actually like scientifically
It's a
proven
thing.
that until the age of 6, they're narcissists.
Yeah, they don't know anything but their little world,
Mhm.
right? And then the
Yeah.
world starts to get bigger.
Yeah. They
and
think
they
everything's
realize
fine.
empathy, sympathy.
Sure.
So do we
Until
want to
then,
talk
it's-
about
yeah.
the fact that I'm pretty sure that my largest life trauma, according to my therapist, happened when I was like 5 and you were
Oh.
like 2, right?
5 and 2.
The divorce of our parents.
Oh.
We probably made it about us.
Are you telling me I have
We
a
probably
trauma?
assumed it was about us. I mean,
Right.
no, I'm just kidding. We're
It
not
was-
getting into
it
that,
was
and I actually
definitely-
never
it was-
thought that. So we're
Your,
good.
your mom and I's divorce was definitely your guys' fault.
Hey, at 5, I definitely would have
I
believed
would-
that.
I agree with that. But
I
as
don't
an
believe
adult,
that.
I mean,
As an adult, I am fully aware that that is not
We
my
would not-
Absolutely.
yeah,
That's
it was
not.
because now they know both of us, and you guys are adults now, so you know we wouldn't have worked.
Nope.
Oh, absolutely.
Nope.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
different human
For
beings.
sure.
So
You know, small towns will do that too.
We've talked
Yeah, it
about
was like,
that a
this
lot,
is-
actually. That would be
yeah, and
really
that's,
crazy if they were
okay.
still
That's the way
together.
it should be. So
It's all well now.
so that's our good thing, huh? All right. So do you want
Good
to push it again? Let's
the people that are
Good thing.
on track.
I
Oh,
tried.
sorry for cutting your sounder out there, Linya. She probably.
I'm going first.
to start.
Okay, Sarah, go
Okay.
first.
I have nothing written down, and I have
The
no pen.
party was successful. That was my good
Can you
thing.
toss me,
Yeah, it was
like, a
very
bottle?
successful.
Thanks.
It was fun.
Different one?
We
No, that's
closed it down at 9.
And then you guys closed down somewhere else though. So.
Oh,
We didn't
goodness.
close it down. We had to leave.
It was
Between
time.
Rebecca and Scooter, we just had to go.
You don't put
Sad I missed
Rebecca and I in the same
I
party.
don't think you know what happened.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
What did
no.
happen?
So we went.
I know where we went, and I hung out with Chad for a while.
Right. So we were walking to a club, and we passed the place that Chad was spinning at, and you're like, we have to go here. Chad's here, and I love Chad. And I was like, okay, well, then we'll go see Chad. And so we're trying to get everybody in. You're talking to the guy who's screening us with our IDs, so nobody else can get into the club. And I'm like, Scooter,
Oh,
stop
I did?
talking.
What
You're
was I
like,
doing?
what?
What was I
What's
talking
going?
about?
I don't even know.
He doesn't
I have
remember.
no idea.
It's a lot to
Was
drink.
it a good thing?
I mean, he wasn't
Party hard
mad.
on the
He
birthday.
was
We were hanging out. We were having a good time.
He was
Did we
fine.
exchange phone numbers? Are we going
Probably.
out? You know, for drinks
probably.
someday.
So
Maybe.
then we get
There
in
you go.
there. We do some dancing. Rebecca gets to the bar.
There's nothing wrong with that.
She pushes her way in and she starts ordering drinks for like phantom people at this point, because she turns around and starts handing us drinks, and we're like, what are these? And she says, I don't know. I said, Becca, stop ordering things. You can't.
Oh, they were gross.
Well,
she
they fake
ordered-
espresso martinis because that's what she was drinking at the first place.
No. She got a gin and tonic.
Okay.
She's supposed to get a shot of tequila for Chad, but somehow she got 2 tequilas with something.
Okay.
Trash. in it.
Soda water, I think.
I
And then
tasted
she
it.
got 2 Fruit Loop Negronis because my brother wanted one,
that's what
but
it
they
was?
gave her 2.
Fruit
That was-
Loop and
A Fruit Loop Negroni.
It was
Explain.
awful.
What is that?
It was disgusting. I have
Awful.
no idea.
I like
tasted it.
Negronis.
It was the grossest
Because Orville
drink
got
we've
one,
ever
right?
had. No, Orville got something.
Pagliaccio?
Who knows what Orville got?
Whatever Orville had, I had a sip of that. I was like, I will not drink that.
Rebecca says that Matthew wanted the Fruit Loop Negroni.
He did, but I don't think anyone knew how disgusting it was going to be.
What is a Fruit Loop Negroni?
What a
Just-
Negroni
you put-
with Fruit Loops on top? Like,
Wait,
they
they
did
actually
every
put
cereal
Fruit
on
Loops
top.
Really
You
cereal on
put
top.
beaver
That's
leakage in a
Do you
cup.
think they
and
put
I
like
don't know.
extra like sugar?
Sugary stuff.
It wasn't, but it was super bitter. Like,
Well, Negronis are bitter.
but it was
Have you had a
gross.
Negroni?
I
don't know what Negroni is,
My-
but I know what
my
a
brother
Jabroni
has, and
is.
he
Okay, so I
knew-
know what a Negroni is. Bailey and I actually tried Negroni Spagliatos based on the TikTok
Right?
like audio that went popular, and we had them for Christmas last year,
Yep.
and we liked them. They were good, but
This
they
is-
are bitter.
But
They
this
are
wasn't
very
Like
bitter.
Negroni uses Campari, which is like similar to an Aperol, so it's like very like bitter grapefruit ish
No,
taste.
it was.
A lot of
not
people do
how-
not
it
like-
was
You
not
didn't like
good.
it, right?
So
No, I
somehow my
didn't.
sister managed to trade in the drinks.
You can do that.
Don't think you're supposed to, but it's who my sister is.
Rebecca can.
Right?
Rebecca can. So
I want a
She can do
refund.
she
anything.
stayed at the bar,
Exchange.
traded in the drinks for 2 beers and a shot, and then her and Scooter just stood at the bar the whole time. And I was like, I'm scared. I don't know what's happening. So we sat down and waited for them. And at some point, they came over, and my sister looked at me and said, "It's time to go home." I said, "Yeah, it was a long time ago."
Oh,
And
I
she's
remember
like,
what happened. I didn't stay at the bar.
Yes, you did.
No, I went over and hung out with Chad.
No, you
was
and
he at the
Beck were
bar?
at the bar. He was spinning at that point. He
Oh, okay,
already
never
went back to work, and you guys.
Because he
were-
was like, I had a few drinks, and it was like my mushy evening, so I had to
Ooh,
tell Chad
okay,
how
right.
important he was to me, that kind of thing. So yeah, it was too much. So I do remember that moment. I think he was like, I think I need to go back and spin because Scooter's getting a little mushy.
So Keith,
I know.
sorry, I'm answering
No,
Keith's
yeah.
question here. Or Keith said that apparently a Fruit Loop Negroni is Campari, gin, and sweet vermouth, but that's just a regular Negroni.
Maybe he's saying
So
that.
maybe that's what a Negroni is. Is the orange garnish the part that makes it a Fruit Loop Negroni, or is it the
No,
Fruit
like
Loop
they legit
garnish?
put-
That's a regular. He's saying that's,
a
a regular.
Yeah,
Negroni.
that's a
No.
Negroni.
Whatever
What's
they
a
did,
Fruit Loop
they messed.
Negroni?
They shouldn't have done it. They had Negroni special,
Whatever
so
it
there's
was,
like
should
4
not have
different
done it.
kinds you can
Yeah.
get.
Okay, well maybe we don't need to do that.
Don't do that ever again.
Maybe we don't need to mess with things that are normal.
Ryan's a
Yeah.
Fruit Loop.
And
That was-
Tony, yes, we have had 0% O'Doul's. It's delicious.
I have
our
because
favorite.
well,
That was even a trend with coffee.
Yeah, we
last
love
year. People were
O'Doul.
putting cereal
I mean
on
we
it.
did drink
It's
O'Doul's,
weird.
actually.
Ew. I won't drink that.
No,
Okay,
it's gross.
then the end of the night. So
Like
then
real
we're
deal
leaving,
beer.
and we walk by, and there's Rick's Dessert Diner, which oddly enough in Sacramento,
Oh yeah.
it is.
What's a
it's
dessert
It's a
diner?
dessert restaurant
diner
that's
that
open
serves
late,
nothing
like
but
till
desserts.
2 a.m.
Okay.
It's
What
only
else would it
dessert,
be?
Want
cakes,
that.
pies, everything.
How far away from here is that?
Wow.
Just
Was it-
downtown. It's not
Yeah.
that far.
That's kind of far.
It's been there forever.
It was only
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so we walk
It's not
there,
bad.
and it always has line because we're also get desserts
Sure.
at midnight.
Tristan.
And so Scooter's like, I want it all. I want everything. I want a sandwich. I want a burger. I'm like, well, it's desserts. So I need you to pick one thing.
One
Can I have
dessert.
pie? Can I have pecan apple praline pie? I was like, if you want to. And cheesecake? No, you went too far now. You can have
I was
one
deciding.
thing. You can only have
One
one
thing.
thing.
I got cheesecake. Is it gone?
You didn't even eat it.
Did somebody else eat
It's
it?
Nope,
in the
it's
fridge.
in the
I
fridge.
actually did
I
see
ate
that.
Thank
it.
goodness.
Just kidding. I didn't eat it.
Did you have a bite?
Would have.
No,
if
he
I knew it
didn't.
was in the
Because he
fridge.
came home, sat on the floor, and said, I want a cheeseburger.
You sat
I
on
was
the
like,
floor?
you're,
Oh, yeah,
yes,
sat in the corner.
in the
Oh,
corner
my
on the floor. I said, you cannot have. It's midnight. It was a night.
I'm
was-
actually sad I missed that, but we did go home
Me
and
too.
Lenny needed to go to bed. So
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
in bed asleep by the time
Ugh.
my father-in-law came home after a wild night.
Can I just say though, drinking with your parents is extremely fun.
It's
think
something you
it depends on the
don't know
parent.
that you wanted to do.
Yeah, right. You don't think
It
much
depends
of
on the
it.
parent too.
That's
I mean,
probably
it
true.
depends
Oh,
on where you
for sure.
are in your life.
Yeah.
Both my parents
But
are
as an
pretty
adult,
chill.
yeah, it's fun.
About drinking.
It's fun. I enjoy it.
I agree. And dancing. I enjoy dancing.
I love.
We did a lot of dancing.
I
with
would say
rock
that was
band.
on my good thing list too. The party,
nice.
obviously, being here is a good thing. So
All right,
I would
so
put that on my list.
that's your one right there.
I mean,
the
that was my
party.
big one.
Party was a
Yeah,
success.
that's a big one.
All right,
Yeah.
Ryan hasn't chimed in.
Yeah, my good thing is being here, man. Being able to hang out with you guys. And what? Do you have a problem, Blondie?
We can't swear on this, right?
Well, we try not to.
Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is with if you knew this about the internet, you get more dollars.
If you knew this about the internet.
Well, it's also like a lot of the people
I
that
hate
do
you.
watch have kids, and we'd like them to be able to watch it too.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
I
geared
hear that.
towards kids
No.
at all.
Just kidding.
that's
But-
me. I have a kid.
That's right, and I
We
want
have
her
a
to sit there and hang out with you guys and watch
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't want her to look at a show that you were on there and say, "Wow," not till they're like 15, 16. Then you
Yeah.
can show them the
then
curse
they're like,
words
"You're so cool."
and your After Dark
Wow, Mom.
channel.
I still don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that.
After dark, I
I
literally
just
sleep
think
on the
of,
couch after the show.
when I say After Dark, I think of
Take a nap.
all I can think of is Saved by the Bell. Remember when they had the diner would turn into
So you're the oldest
Whatever.
person at this table. So like
Yeah,
the rest of
fine.
us didn't watch that.
that's a lie.
I watched that show.
No, I did watch that, but
Yeah.
not a lot of it.
Not me.
Have you
Well-
seen the YouTube channel? Let's plug someone else's YouTube channel for free because why not?
Do it.
The,
Let's do what I'm doing with the shirt.
Zach Morris's trash.
Oh no!
seen those?
I don't like it.
No,
already.
watch it. It's actually real. You don't think about it that way until you watch those, and then you're like, he kind of is trash.
Oh, he was. Yes, they
trash.
all were very tropey trash.
Zach Morris's
Were they not?
trash. That's what they do.
All of them were tropey trash.
Yeah, that's it was. It's
I mean,
funny. It's
I
a funny
mean,
little.
I think that was the
Skit.
tongue-in-cheek part of the whole show.
What's your good thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
what
why
your
is it
good
me?
thing?
Why is
I
that
know,
me?
your
I was gonna get you a light.
Was mine acceptable?
Yes.
I got some looks around the table.
No,
Like, I
you're
can't
just
use
being
it.
Yeah,
Only
so
she has a
stop
buzzer. Only she has the buzzer. So
No, it was good. I mean,
No, that's
Nice.
she
It
has
was
the.
fine, I guess.
I
I
didn't
can
give my.
change it. I can come up with
it was,
something
it was
else.
like when we asked the
You
kids
did
at dinner,
great,
like,
A lot of good
lady.
what's
things
your good
going
thing? I was
on.
like, it was sunny. I'm like, all right, I guess that's good enough.
fine, you know?
It was like we live in California. Of course, it was sunny.
My
Ooh.
issue with good thing and rant of the week, it's like I can never remember what happened in the week, which is probably why I should have written something.
I think
down.
that's why we
Yeah.
that's why we do that on a regular basis
Mhm.
at home too.
Yeah.
Is for that reason.
What
Like,
happened?
well, you look at the last week and you go, all you can think about is all the stress and all
Yeah.
the things that you went through, instead of
No, I
going,
just can't remember
this last
anything
week,
I did.
what
Yeah.
what was good,
Sure.
right? Find something that happened this last week that was good.
Yeah.
And we
lot of
try and do it every week at the house. This is our right at this
meeting night.
moment.
Yeah.
This is our family meeting dinner night. Is at
Bless.
Sundays at 7 p.m. Now our family has moved on.
They have
We-
not.
Okay,
We have
they're
one-
not
Whoa.
deceased.
We have they
Oh my
Moved
god.
on?
that moved on means they've moved
In
on.
heaven?
They've moved on to a better place. I mean, Scooter.
Listen, not safe yet. Don't say things like that.
Right, she isn't.
No,
She's still on a train. Holy.
It's a
It's
it's a day.
It's a long day.
Oh,
I
Poor
know.
girl. No
Poor
wonder she was
girl.
sad.
I know.
She was actually not sad about leaving us. She was sad about how long she was gonna have to
You know
Little
sit.
what?
bit.
And she
on that
texted me
train.
when she got on the train. She's like, I just want to go home. I was like,
Oh,
Okay, come home.
I saw that.
Online school is great.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
no.
No.
All
All right, so
Wait,
She's
what was
doing
your good
great.
thing?
He didn't say anything.
why everybody's looking at?
Okay, I'll tell you my good thing.
There you
Okay.
go.
Great.
See,
We love
Yesterday
that.
was the first day of fall, and back in Washington, you can see the leaves starting to change,
Ooh.
and it's the most beautiful time of the year.
didn't it
is.
start
It
raining and
truly
all that
is.
stuff now?
It
too?
is raining.
Yes,
it's
but we
raining.
Yeah.
love
It's
the
raining
rain.
and cold.
Yeah, but the smell.
But you can wear
Oh, it's beautiful, but
sweater.
it
Yeah.
it forces you to
Weather,
like
weather.
sit inside,
What a weather.
get the fireplace
Drink some
on, listen to
coffee.
Coldplay, you know, just relax.
More
That's like
coffee.
exactly my house, actually. It's Coldplay and Taylor Swift and nothing else.
Oh,
Well, that's weird. I don't love that. I'm not coming over.
You never do anyway.
Yeah, ours is mainly Disney music as of late.
Yeah, our
Yeah, I
kids
feel you.
won, so what do you want?
That is true.
My Spotify Wrapped is absolutely effed. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Yep.
look at mine.
yeah, me either.
I've been
Sad.
a proud standing. I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but
Citizen.
citizen of
Spotify
the
citizen.
band
the
Camino.
band Camino has been my
Oh.
number one for like 6 years.
Not anymore.
Not
I
anymore.
think this is the
Now
year.
it's like
It
Miss
might
Rachel's
be
song for little.
Mickey
It's-
Mouse
yep.
Clubhouse.
It's gonna be Mickey Mouse
Sure,
Clubhouse.
sure.
Or it's gonna be that song called Milk and Cookies.
Oh gosh. If you don't know, look it up. It's an adult song. It's not a child song.
Okay.
Yeah, but Emery loves it. 'cause
Well, have you had to listen to Watermelon Meow Meow? Because that'll haunt your
Oh,
dreams. So don't do
not
it.
prepared.
Or do. I
Ew.
mean,
We
maybe
just
you
won't
feel that way.
introduce her to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It was an
I said that
accident.
about Baby Shark, and now she's like, "Mama, Baby Shark."
Yeah, yeah. It's
Ugh,
true.
sure.
Well, I mean,
And she starts
doesn't your
clapping
kid
and
watch
dancing.
Coco Melon?
No.
Oh, I thought mom bought her something for Coco Melon.
Oh, she did because it was a cute toy.
Okay, yeah. We banned Coco Melon in our house.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like.
That's baby crack.
I don't know what it is.
It's a horrible television show. I have strong feelings. You know what? I'm going to write that down. We're going to come back
Oh
to
my-
this idea.
We'll come back to this instead of our
Yeah.
good thing.
Oh, that was my good thing. Fall is great.
Yes.
How do we get there? I don't know.
Yeah,
So-
it's like right now.
Yeah,
right,
that happened.
see, we're
No,
switching
people are
topics.
feeling attacked and feeling bad. So we're going to switch to more
I
good
don't.
things.
I mean, it's your choice, Tony.
No.
It's you.
So
you make these
good
choices.
things. No, I agree with Bailey's good thing. Fall is a beautiful season, and
Yes, I
so
like
we
spring better.
officially started
No.
Soup Sundays at our house again. This is our third annual year of doing soups. Well, annual means year, so that was redundant. This is our third annual Soup Sunday season, and so every Sunday night, besides this one because I'm out of town, we make soup, and we invite people over to eat soup. And
Wow.
it's a beautiful
Whoa.
thing. So we have a list of like all the weeks in fall and like how many soups we need to make. And I
Okay,
make
that's-
soup and I have people over.
that's
and it's
overplanning,
beautiful.
but-
You ever got an invite, Bailey?
Never.
I would. Oh my gosh, I would love that so
Oh my
much.
gosh, we
Yeah,
should have a
sure.
soup
No, I
Sunday.
have had you over because you've had my gumbo.
Oh, I have. had
So
it
you
Sunday.
have
I don't
been
think it
at
was
my
a
house.
Sunday.
That was like pre-Emery.
Okay, so that was
Gumbo,
before
that would've been, like-
annual Soup Sunday.
It was like 2015, Ariel.
Okay, well, I've been making gumbo since 2015. I need. So my gumbo recipe has evolved over time.
Wow.
I am my gumbo is specifically, this is really turning into a podcast all about my soup.
It is.
I mean,
But my
we can get
gumbo,
Lenny over here.
I
and then it'll be
need
about
some
her.
advice on, or like I need more people to taste my gumbo to make sure that it's the best gumbo. Like I have made it my mission to make the best gumbo.
I'm not gonna say anything. No
Maybe I
comment.
am competitive.
It's the only gumbo I've had, and it's delicious.
Thank you. I had the Disneyland gumbo and it wasn't good.
I had canned gumbo.
That's so
Don't do
I am
that.
not comparing too much.
Don't do that.
What?
I was
know what we
fed
should
that
do?
once, and
I should
said
have my
that's gross.
dad when he was back to California make gumbo. We go to his house. He makes
Yeah.
bomb gumbo.
I wanna try it.
No, he's
so
supposed to
good.
be moving back. but
I
he's
know.
been saying that for 5 years.
I'm
I think we can
guessing
do it.
anybody who's a half decent chef doesn't really have a recipe, but if he has one
No,
and I
there's
could
no
know
recipe.
it,
Yeah.
can I just know what's in it?
Mm.
And then maybe I
Maybe
can
I'm not even sure I know
make
what's in
sure
it.
I know that I'm making the right thing.
But I don't know if you want to know what's
I
in
do.
it. Hmm.
There's
Gumbo.
I've meshed a bunch of recipes together. I
mean,
make my
sometimes
own
gumbo. There's
now.
like, yeah, we'll put that in there too.
Like, do you
That
have
is true.
gumbo often?
It was like, ooh,
Yeah,
look
in
at
the fall.
toenail.
Like often enough to take so much pride in gumbo?
Gumbo.
I really do.
What
Yeah.
a weird word.
No, I do. I make gumbo probably 5 times every fall.
I've had gumbo once, and that was at your house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Well,
Really?
Damn.
and now if I go anywhere and gumbo's on the menu, I have to get a cup to compare and make sure that I'm like not missing a certain ingredient.
Where does gumbo come from?
Louisiana,
Yeah.
New Orleans.
It comes from
Yeah.
it's poor people food,
It is.
and poor people food is
Usually the best.
historically is better.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You know, it's
Falafel is also poor people food.
Falafel. That's our safe word.
It is okay.
Moving on.
I have one too. I mean,
You could have just given me
That's
the
how
eyes.
no, I get
And
you.
then like,
So do we want to instead
no.
of good things, we'll just talk
This
about
is
safe
great.
words.
Safe
You
words.
still haven't said a good thing.
My safe word is more, please.
Can we chime in the chat? What's your safe word?
oh,
Nope.
What is your safe
kidding,
word?
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Hashtag after dark.
After dark.
My good thing, I mean, realistically, right now, right here, and
please.
all I wanted was there was kind of a thing. I was like, I want to get everybody to get together and hang out, have drinks, and play Rock Band. And that had nothing really to do with like me actually turning 50, but it happened in that same time frame. So also, it's a good way to coerce people to show up.
Because they feel guilty.
They were like, no, but no, yes. If somebody throws a birthday party or somebody has a birthday and you celebrate birthdays, do you feel guilty if you didn't give them a gift? Yeah, that's why we don't celebrate birthdays, because there's
I
a
don't
guilt
feel
factor in
I
our
don't feel
culture.
guilty.
I'm just saying there's a guilt factor in our culture. If you have a birthday party and it's a relative that you're close to, you want to show up or send a gift.
Yeah.
No,
No.
I mean, I do.
My bad
I
person.
don't.
I'm the gift. My presence
Yeah,
is my
the
gift.
And
That's what I think.
I'll agree with her on
And
that.
I agree with
Yeah,
you.
like I
1000%.
moved my schedule
sounds
around
really,
to be
like,
at your
vain.
birthday.
That's-
That should be enough for you.
And that's literally that's what I'm saying. Always a
Yeah.
person's presence is
present.
always the present.
Yeah.
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 That's big to me. So I wanted people to show up. I invited only my ride or dies.
Yep.
and
So
they
if
all
you're
showed up.
listening to this podcast and you didn't get an invitation, you now know where you stand with Scooter.
Yeah.
I think they all kind of did, or they showed up.
Keith said it was a great party, so I'm guessing
So, yeah.
he had a good time.
I mean, and Tristan would have made it about
It was
himself.
good to finally meet you. Keith, by the way.
Narcissist.
Right? Tristan would have made it about himself. He was like, "All the parties for me.
Party's
Where's my
my
gift?
party.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sign those over."
LOL.
I don't even know who Tristan is.
Yeah.
Never met.
Just from the chat section.
So, just
If
yeah.
the shoe fits, wear it.
Oh, he wears it.
Yeah, he wears it.
All right.
Size 9.5.
So yeah, that was my good thing. Was that's what I want, and it happened. Like you guys showed up, and that's all I ever want. Is and that's literally what this whole why we even do this podcast, why we even do my business, do everything that I do, is because I realized a few years, it's been a while now, years ago, that showing up is the most important thing. So we keep threatening some of the people out there that are like in Houston, Atlanta. I was like, oh, we'll come visit you too.
I'll be in Houston. You want me to take the mics?
Yes, we have a travel kit.
When are you going to Houston? I want to go.
I'm going to Houston for my sister-in-law's
All of a
wedding.
sudden she
Actually,
wakes
honestly, you should. It's gonna be a good
I
time.
was taking a nap until you said Houston.
No, I was just writing down things for my next thing. I was just getting ready.
All right, who else? Who
my good thing.
Oh, there we go. I know somebody
you
hadn't
already
done one.
went. No, I didn't.
No.
I
You
just
didn't
I
say
ranted off of your good thing.
Yeah, she ranted.
Yeah.
She's skipping. She's like similar to Sarah. She's like, we're just not gonna do that.
Makes her
We'll
own
do a
rules.
nothing thing.
Yeah.
Okay, my good thing. No, so this trip really is my good thing. For multiple reasons. Love seeing everybody and like being together. It's been a long time since like we've all been able to spend time together. I feel like whenever you visited, it's kind of like you'll see us and then them.
I pick a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like it's just kind of in doses. But also this is my first solo trip with Linny. So it's like our first mommy daughter trip. So it's kind of fun to like get to do something with her one-on-one, especially since we do have a new baby. Well, not new. She's a year old now. She's not that new, but pretty new.
Sorry, you're a year old.
You're a year old. You ain't new.
I think
You're not new.
but it's still
The lease
pretty
is
new.
almost up.
Still new.
One
So getting to be able to like invest, it's hard. Like once you have a second kid to like still get time with your big kid, and I think like the mom guilt of I missed that time that I got to just have with her. So I think she's been looking forward to this so much. Like she's told literally every single person in her life how she's going to Sacramento. So she got in trouble at karate. I think I told you this
Yes.
story. She
So
not in trouble,
great.
but she got talked
So
to at
funny.
karate because they were like, well, next week we're going to learn this. And she's like, I won't be here next week. I'll be in Sacramento. And he was like, Sacramento can wait. This is not the time. So she's been looking forward to this.
That's
It's just kind of fun to get to spend some like quality time with her and enjoy her without distraction of like having to deal with another child. So also I forget how easy having one is. Like I remember thinking that having one was hard, and then we have two and I'm like, I was fooled.
It's like juggling.
That was false.
When they get older, though, having more than one
Noted.
is easier.
I have heard that because then they play together.
Yeah, when you're younger, it's
'Cause,
yeah.
when they're like 6 and they want you to play princesses, but like she has a little sister, it's like you
Yeah,
can go
when they
play
get older, it
princesses
does
with her.
become easier to have a sibling.
Also noted.
That's true. I don't
There-
want to play princesses.
But I was saying,
Go play by
sometimes you're like,
That's
yeah.
sad.
I know.
That's depressing.
I know.
So I mean,
You never
and-
wanted to
but
play
it comes in
princesses with me.
waves too.
Childhood trauma.
I made you be the prince. No, I remember that so much
You
as
be
a
the
kid.
man.
I would literally make you be the boy every time. Like if we had karaoke,
how I
I would
became
have
an
to, I would get to
alto.
be the girl.
I believe
You
that.
had to sing the boy
Yep.
part.
I'm now an alto because I had to sing all the boy
That's
parts.
probably why she's a
I'm not an
tomboy,
alto
too.
boy.
That's probably why
choice.
I'm a tomboy.
I'm an alto
I'm
by
still a girly
force.
girl. Hey, you killed those Paramore songs today on Rock Band. So
That was too high
Oh,
for
yeah.
me. Too high for
That
me.
was great.
Did you guys hear us upstairs?
I
we
was
were.
down
Ryan
here.
said he
So
did.
we were
I was in
playing
heaven.
guitar and singing at the same
was
time.
fun.
For anyone
It
who
was a
wanted
lot.
to see that, it was interesting.
It was fun.
But
I did pretty bad.
that's true.
You did good on guitar?
Okay.
I did like 80% on the drums.
I'm just trying to,
80%.
It may have been easy, but
Rant
Not
of
for
the
you.
week.
yeah.
May have been easy, but not for him.
Yeah, that's okay.
Gosh.
So I haven't written anything down, but I did my good thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good.
We all did.
Okay. So now we what?
Move on to the next.
Rant of the week. Rant of the week.
Rant of the week.
Love it. I'm ready to
You
rant.
push the button, so
I don't
go.
know if you guys heard the friggin' dog outside. That's my rant.
Oh, we have a
I
dog
can't-
outside.
Coughing.
No, the dog outside. No,
I thought you meant your dog.
Our
That's always
dog's,
like literally about to vom.
our dog's bad enough. But you get used to it, right? It's like your own kid's voice. You're like,
Right.
oh, I tuned you out. I forgot you were saying
That's
something.
kinda
But there's another dog outside. It's our neighbor's dog, and I can't tune that one out yet. And it sounds. I guess I'm with you now. I've heard it does sound like it's been smoking for like its whole
Yes.
life.
It does.
I'm
And
just like,
dying
drinks
maybe a little.
hardcore
I'm like,
whiskey
Shut up.
and,
Who
and
are
smokes
you?
like
Yeah.
8 cigars a day.
It's bad.
I just don't know where it came from.
My kind of dog.
It's so bad.
Have you heard the new Amazon the backup sound for Amazon trucks? That goes.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
so
how that
weird.
dog sounds.
Yeah, especially those new EVs that they're
it's-
coming out, the
what-
Rivian truck.
No, they go.
They're
I was
Oh
like,
my
either
gosh.
I feel like Amazon's here or this dog's dying.
It might be
Like,
dying.
I don't know what's happening.
But why is it outside all day? Is I think what's bothering
Is it
me.
outside or
it's
is the window
dying.
open? I haven't
It
seen
has
this dog.
to be outside.
It might just be an alarm system we don't know about.
You hear it everywhere throughout the
Right?
whole
It's like a motion
friggin'
sensor that
thing.
goes.
Oh my gosh.
to specifically target you.
Just me.
I don't even like yelling at animals, but I almost literally yelled at the window the other day. Shut the F up, please. I can't do it. I can't focus with this noise.
Shut the fantastic up.
Anyway, that's my first rant.
That's a good rant.
I don't have anything written down, so everybody's.
just had a
Okay,
good
so
week.
I did write 2 things down.
All right, I'm gonna
Okay,
grab a
I
light.
want to talk about BO
Oh no.
because okay, I know that there's a trend, and we kind of lightly discussed this earlier. I know that there's a trend of people wearing like aluminum-free deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
My problem is if you do not have someone in your life who can straight up tell you like that's not working.
It's not working for
like
you.
because I'm still convinced you can't smell your own BO or something. Because like how do people smell that way and not know it? Like how do you not know?
I know when I smell.
I think I know when I
Immediately.
smell.
I'm just like,
I'm
I
not
don't
that
smell
I'm
good.
not that ripe. I'm a little ripe today. Like my stuff's at the hotel. I'm like, this is not my best. But my issue is that like how do people not be able to smell that?
My brother was that way for a long time, and I was like, but how do you not realize?
How
that
do you
don't
not know you smell
good?
bad?
I don't know.
I do
don't
know someone who literally doesn't have a sense of smell, and her I would be like, that's fine. But she actually smells great. But I just don't understand how you can like smell horrible and not know.
Right.
Yeah.
That just I don't get it.
I'm always extra sensitive to that
I
too.
am
Like,
too.
Oh, me
do I smell?
Or like that's
need to
the worst
freshen
part
up.
is when you smell it around you and you're like, is it me?
Right.
Like am I
the
drama?
drama?
Am I the drama?
Yeah.
Like I just can't. That's my rant. My rant has been this summer for some reason has been really horrible, specifically in Seattle. I don't know if it's been warmer or what, but people are real stinky.
Yeah.
And I think I have blamed it currently on the trend of aluminum-free deodorant because I know mine doesn't work. Like I've tried aluminum-free deodorant and I'm like, this is not it. Like we're going back to like full aluminum 100% because
Mine works if I am not stressed out. It's not good for stress.
stress
Smell.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't work for that.
Do you have different smells for like stress and
Yes.
like
yes,
working out?
for sure.
Absolutely. I
For
do.
real.
I feel like my
your-
smell always
your
smells the
P-
same.
Your
not for me.
pH is different. Like
That
my
makes sense.
because the natural deodorant that I tried for a while.
So
is
explain,
with-
why did you switch? Like, what was it that was like, I need to do aluminum-free deodorant?
because
Natural.
my armpits were turning red and they were burning.
Oh, well, that's a good reason.
I mean, I was like,
Well,
literally,
and
so I was
some
like,
people are like, I don't want to put the chemicals on my armpits.
"Oh, I
and
don't
I'm like,
care
you
about
eat
the
McDonald's.
chemicals."
Like, does
I
it
hated
matter?
that it hurt. Like there was certain like I was using, I think it was just Speed Stick or something like that,
Sure.
And even I ended up getting some high end stuff, and like Mitchell's or something. I can't remember what it was. But I was
It's like
trying,
staying high end, high end.
Speed Stick, Dove, you know.
I used Dove.
But no, it was burning my armpits. Like my armpits were like red
Yeah,
and itchy,
that's
and I was
unfortunate.
like, okay, so I'm gonna try something else. So I went to some natural stuff, and it worked great, unless I was in a social situation.
Because that's when you get your anxiety.
That's when everything changes. Like my pH, like anxiety sweat smells way differently than workout
knew
sweat.
that.
That's good to know.
Because workout sweat to me, I
Give
can
myself
bear.
a
It's
little-
just salty.
feel good.
It doesn't smell a lot.
I'm okay.
Like when you work out or your jujitsu and that kind of
Wait,
stuff.
you're telling me that it's not workout BO that I'm smelling on everyone? It's like stress BO?
Maybe.
Probably.
I mean, I don't know. I can only speak.
I
for
do
myself.
sweat when I'm stressed,
No, me too.
And it's a
which is
different
normally
smell.
all the time.
I mean,
It's like
because
my hands too, though.
think about
clammy.
when you get stressed, does your body not produce different hormones?
No, for sure. And
Then does that not affect your sweat?
probably.
Because it's all hormones
Never
are liquid,
Smelt it different.
So
I believe
yeah.
it.
no, but I know in
probably
me is
true.
like when I'm in a situation when I'm around people that I'm not comfortable with.
That's what.
My
But
sweat
that's so
smells
much
different.
worse though, because then like you're already in a situation
Yeah.
where you're uncomfortable, and then you're like, now I smell bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I'm
So,
sweating
and I
even
put the
more.
Seriously, and the natural
so
stuff that she's like,
true.
oh, this stuff's great, and I put it on, I use it. As soon as I talk to a person, my armpit smelled like farts.
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't even normal armpits. I no onion smell, no sweat smell. All of a sudden, I smell like a big fart.
But
And I'm like, I was like, I can't even hide this. I didn't fart. But you'd rather go, you know what? I chewed
You'd
it.
rather say you
I'd rather
farted.
like, yeah, that's me.
100%. I would
my
rather say I
stomach's
farted
a little
than I have
upset.
BO.
They don't want to go, yeah, my armpits smell like fart.
that's crazy.
Nobody wants to admit
You don't
that.
feel that way?
No, I'd rather be like, oh, I'm sweaty. Sorry, I stink, instead of I just ripped one.
No, I'd rather say I farted.
But if it smells like a
No.
fart, how are you going to say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sweaty. And they're like, but it smells like you pooped. Like,
weird.
there's no way. Like, a brain is not going to go, oh, he smells like. But if it's oniony, that onion kind of smell,
Oniony.
you're like,
Oh yeah, no, oniony is definitely a BO.
yeah.
This topic makes me uncomfortable.
Are you really stinky?
Is that why you're smelling?
Kristen
Is
thinks
that
this
why
about
Ryan
you.
smells like farts right now?
Well,
Yeah.
Ryan and I have been together for 9 years,
Oh.
and we still can't fart in front of each other. He still puts on deodorant the minute he wakes up.
So you've never smelled each other stinky?
I put on deodorant after I shower at nighttime.
Yep, he
before
does.
I get in bed.
Yep.
Even though I just scrubbed with
Tony
soap.
makes me smell his armpits to make sure his deodorant
Oh, yeah.
is working.
That's
Oh,
weird.
we've
Nope.
tested each
That's
other.
weird.
We've tested. It's
not
not that
my
often.
favorite.
We're
We're-
pretty good. We have good
I don't know.
sense
We're
of smell.
different.
But
Yeah.
Well, if he's like trying a
We'll
new
test it.
deodorant or something, he'll like about end of the day,
Of
he'll be like,
course.
"Can you check this? Make
I
sure I
think
smell
that's
okay."
that's real.
Well,
think
sure,
that's real.
but that you can smell yourself.
Well, just in case you can't, because apparently people don't.
There is a-
That's my issue. That's my rant.
I have an issue with what you just said. You guys have never tooted in your sleeps?
So
True.
Sleeps.
yes. So one time I did
You
when
ever
I was
in your
sick,
sleep?
Did you rip one?
and I was coughing.
Yeah.
And then I sat and I got off the bed and I cried. I don't know why.
What?
I was sick.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, I did. And you had to come sit next to me and
All
say
right.
like, "It's fine."
All right, we should unpack this.
Why can't
There's
you
a lot
fart
to
in front of each
unpack
other?
right there.
I've definitely like Tony knows the difference between my farts. Like that's how much I farted in front of him.
No,
He's
Ryan
like, oh, that's like.
refuses.
Well, like
I was like,
he can
you
tell
had
if
a
I-
good dinner.
No,
what do you
well
mean?
done, honey. Let's go to the bedroom.
Gross.
But
I can tell what you had
because
for
I'm
breakfast.
no, because I'm lactose intolerant. So
Oh.
he can tell if I've eaten too much dairy by the smell of my farts.
Oh,
Well,
no.
that's I think that's an intimacy you have with your doctor, not with your spouse. Just,
Oh yeah,
just putting
because
it
I
out. I'm
spend
just
so
saying,
much time with my doctor that
Hey,
he
doc,
smells all
smell
my
this
farts.
one. All I'm
Smell this
saying
one
is like-
and then smelled this.
What's the
one.
verdict?
Bottle this up.
I mean, you go to your doctor if something's not right.
Yeah.
You don't go to your spouse and go, smell this.
I don't
Dairy today.
intentionally do it.
He says, "Boy, this toppet stinks." That's a
Nailed
good
it.
So
one.
have you farted in front of each other?
Yeah. Not like going like.
Not on purpose.
We don't.
No, but like
that's-
they
that'd be
leak
odd.
out.
But I don't do it
it
in front of anybody on purpose ever.
Leak
Out.
That's a lot of lactose.
What's the next
Okay,
topic?
do you guys number 2 in front of like door open?
No.
No.
Okay, neither do we.
Because
No, that's too far.
That's
but
too far.
I'm one of
I
those
know
guys.
people
I'm
with
not
the
a,
door
I'm
open.
not a
I'll
frat
pee you off,
guy.
no problem.
I don't like the frat guy, fart in front of your buddies
No.
and spit. and do-
No.
I was like, I just never
don't
been
either.
that dude. I just never been that guy.
Yeah.
I do know people that are like that. But they're not my friends. Because I don't want to smell somebody else's fart. I feel assaulted.
That's gross.
Like there's small particles of poop going
call
in
them
your
ass
mouth.
air.
Oh my god.
No, they're butt
say
flakes.
that.
We call them here
You
butt
did.
flakes.
I
Doing
did
by
say.
that.
There's
Not
small butt
not
flakes
bad.
going into your nose and into your mouth.
No, it's particles of poop.
Yes.
No, it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is enough.
Okay, so that's
All
enough
I'm
on that
giving you is
rant.
the
Does
science,
anyone else
and
have
that's
one?
why I will never do this in front of another person on
Yeah,
purpose.
no.
Ever. I walk into another room, figure it out. I'm just no.
Okay.
I do
well,
that.
Does anyone else have a rant? I mean, I have another one.
Yeah, okay, I
Anyone
got
else
it.
got one rant?
This topic is his rant.
Ryan, what's your rant?
My rant is people on social media
Oh.
being. We were talking about this
Oh,
last
sure.
night. How when they say like, just having a rough day,
Oh.
just like those unanswered.
Like you
statements.
want somebody to
Yes.
like
Annoying.
slide up and be like, "What's wrong?"
Yeah.
Are
oh,
you doing
no.
okay?
I can't stand those
Well,
type
that's
of
for
people.
therapy.
And I can't stand the type that only post about political stuff.
Oh,
Yes.
Like I follow someone on
Preach.
Facebook. Like, yeah, I get it. It's a tool to share your beliefs, whatever.
I don't think that's
But-
what it was created for.
That's
so.
that's
We
just
talked
one
about
of-
that too.
That's
one
what
of
their
the
argument
reasons.
is.
That's what
Sure.
the argument is. And,
Sure.
and I agree. Every now and then, something that like bothers you, you can talk about it, whatever. But when someone only talks about political stuff, like I want to be their friend, so
I
I,
call
can
that-
see what they're doing
Unless
with
they're a
their life.
politician.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you're a politician
I
and you
call that
follow them,
making
yeah.
something
Still
your
gonna unfollow
personality.
you,
Well, I don't follow.
I will
Me
unfollow
either.
you.
but I
if
will
you're-
unfollow you.
And if you're a close friend, I will mute you
Yeah.
Yep.
because
I
I
will
still
too.
love you,
Yep.
and I hope that you'll change.
I have many friends that don't think that they're unfollowed because they're not, but I've actually muted them.
Yeah.
Well, then
Yeah.
should we
Because
dive into the topic of how Brian
Ooh.
blocked me for a really long time?
What did you say?
Oh no.
What did you say?
Ryan blocked me on Instagram
No,
True.
he did it
for
well,
a
he
long
did,
time.
but somehow.
And
I
I
don't-
kept saying to Bailey that I was blocked, and she was like, "There's no way Ryan would block you." And I was like, "Well, how come every time you repost a story of his, I can't see it?"
He told me about 4 months ago he just doesn't like you.
Well, I get it.
Just kidding.
I hate him too. So.
I don't remember blocking you. And I told you if there's a reason why I would have blocked you, it was because I was invited to a family function that I didn't show up to because I was doing something else and I didn't want you
So
to see.
I want you to know, I'll just say this on the podcast. If you ever do that, I'm not judging you.
but
I'm
but
probably
honestly,
cheering you on.
I don't know why the heck
I don't
would
either
block
because you blocked me alongside my mother.
Which,
But, but
We're working things out like therapy right now.
Like that's what this.
but
You've seen.
you're on my
You've
close
watched.
friends
You
now.
guys have
I
watched
am on
ours.
his close friends now, so
I
we
don't
have
think this is so deep rooted that it's
we've
therapy.
reconciled.
We could talk therapy.
She's a-
things.
yeah, she got
We
promoted.
have a lot. I
She
did.
got
I
promoted.
don't think you're even on my close friends.
That-
But
that's
to
her
be
fault,
fair, I
but-
never post on my close friends.
I
So
don't either.
I do every day.
I just
Wow,
if
that's
I,
too
if I
much
put
work.
if I post something on the internet, it's for all y'all to see.
It's
I don't
because
care.
Ryan's famous on Instagram and he doesn't
Yes.
want the non-aesthetic
Oh
things.
wow! Just subtly drop that in. Ryan's famous.
No, it's because he has,
he has like a lot
whatever.
of. He does have like 20,000.
okay,
But
so
it's because of the
35, I
non-aesthetic
think.
things.
He's up to like 35,000. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
more
But
He
it's
gets
also,
really
you know,
uncomfortable. He
but
gets,
it's-
he's
yeah.
red. He gets so uncomfortable.
But you have
when I talk about his
35,000.
because he doesn't really care about them.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Here's a question.
yeah.
You have 35,000, about a little over 35,000, right?
25,
Followers.
30?
I thought it was 35.
I don't remember.
It's like-
Whatever.
It's like
Continue.
30. No, it's 29.
Okay.
Okay.
So
That's a lot of
with
people.
all those and all stuff, and you still go out there and pay for your blue check mark,
What?
and you still
to pay for
pay.
it?
No,
your-
I don't pay for it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You might want to check your account.
Yeah, I got subscribed before it came out.
So grandfathered in.
What?
It's called the grandfather clause. You get it before they change it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have been asking for it because you can fill out a request for 4 or 5 years. And then I think when they came out with this like whole business thing, they must have just approved so many people.
Okay, so
And as well as like they now add Facebook, and I think you can do it with Twitter.
some of them. So
Pause.
Twitter is definitely you pay for.
or X.
Yeah, X, whatever it is. I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care what it's called.
Welcome, Lenny, to the podcast.
Welcome, Lenny, to the podcast.
You're cute.
She's not even in the frame.
No, you can't see her. You can hear her
But
probably.
my point of posting on close friends, like Bailey said it as kind of like a jab, but
No,
really,
but it wasn't. But
so-
yeah,
but like,
I hear you.
Oh no,
She jabs a
wait.
lot.
This is the way we communicate. No, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. No, I understand that.
my point in like
you.
posting my personal stuff on my close friends is just because all these people I don't know, they don't need to see this.
Right.
So my close friends list is pretty large because it's people
Yeah.
that I care
Oh, well,
about.
now I don't feel special at all.
No,
You're
there's
on
like
it.
there's like 4 people. here.
Oh, I
You're
see. Wait.
chilling.
Oh, I get it.
And there's a lot more. But anyways,
And you're still not on it.
it's because I want that close part of me
Your
shared
FOMO
with close
showing.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm the
makes
same.
sense.
I'm very
No, I get
similar.
it. I
When I
get
was
it.
like, if I'm
No,
not
it
on
makes
somebody,
sense.
if-
Well, and a lot of people say, why don't you just post that on your story? It's like, well, I don't need these people.
Yeah.
To
Well,
see
okay,
it.
I also feel that a lot with like posting
Ryan is a
kids on the
brand.
internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I recently went private, and because Linny loves to be on my Instagram, she does food reviews, she
Yeah.
like loves to post things, but I feel super like and this is not to brag, but she's really funny. And I feel like if I was to
she
give her
totally
her own channel and she did food reviews, it probably would make it large, but I don't feel comfortable with like creepers seeing my child on the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have her on like so I changed everything to private recently on my Instagram because of that. So I understand the idea of like you don't want to post everything Emery does to 30,000 people. Like you want
Yes.
that to be like, I want to be able to post a couple photos of her to 30,000 people, but like the intimate things that are more private and like
Yeah.
would give details to her life, I don't
Yeah.
want going to 30,000
Yeah.
people because I completely understand that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, people, if they watched my Instagram, would fully know my daughter's nicknames, her favorite things she
Yeah,
likes,
not
where
because
she
of
goes
the
to
Places
school.
you go,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Right. I think
And I'm like,
that's-
that's creepy.
Yeah.
Because I think we talked about that earlier in person, was talking about how these tools that we're given are really just tools, and then
Yeah.
somebody's gonna pervert them.
Yep.
You know, they're gonna twist them into something gross.
Yucky. Yeah.
I don't know why that is, but that's an outlier.
are
That's
gross.
not the
People are
normal
weird.
people, but that's an outlier, right?
Yeah.
We always have people on the
Yeah, but for every 30,000 followers you have, if even 3 of them are creepers,
Yeah.
like that's all you
That's-
need.
yeah,
Well, and
Like,
those are the ones
Yeah.
that are gonna
Too much.
they're gonna take over.
Yeah.
Which is super annoying because most people really are on social media for fun.
Yeah.
yeah,
Entertainment, get in touch with other people, but you have these outliers that are there for an agenda, either an agenda or to be a creeper.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I even
Right.
created another Instagram account called like Rye Bread Eager or something like that.
I thought that was your
for-
first one.
No, that was after.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was just so I could share personal stuff, but I kind of
I think then
That's a lot-
Instagram
I
came out with
managed-
close friends.
I managed a
that
lot
long
of
ago.
Instagram accounts
That's a lot of work.
with.
I have a lot of
work and
Instagram
so-
accounts for different things. It's really hard to run.
At the time, I was running
Not
like
fun.
4 or 5 Instagram accounts, and I just
Because you were
stopped.
doing the Pacific Northwest Creative
Northwest
one
Creative.
too.
I was
Yeah.
doing the Samire Coffee,
Oh, jeez.
my own, and,
And then another one.
Visuals
It's a
Collective.
lot. It's a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was running 4.
You're
Yeah.
basically a social media manager. How do you feel about that?
Not getting paid for it, so
Underpaid.
not great.
It was all free.
That's
Underpaid.
just kidding.
2%. I'm just kidding.
I'll give you my rates later.
I don't
You
do it
can look at
anymore.
them and make sure you charge enough.
Now I'm just Ryan.
What
Eager.
class code would that be?
And I'm trying.
Yeah, I know.
So
I do wonder that.
if you
What class? What is it? Social media management? Is that like a tag?
It would
you'd have
just
to
be
write?
marketing, probably.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
You're right.
And it would
we don't want to
depends
go.
on-
Stop! I didn't mean to
Sorry.
trigger that.
Wasn't me.
That is a very.
So,
Yeah.
for context, the
What do you
three of
think,
them
Wendy?
all work
What
in
did
the
you
same
do?
business.
We're in the cult.
It's
They
like
call it a
an
cult,
ML,
it's
it's like
not
an
really a cult.
MLM, but like without the MLM part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Laney's in the same cult
Not at all an
in the
MLM.
comments.
No, it's really not.
No.
They work for a
Yeah.
company.
Lainey's doing it. Shout out Lainey.
I considered
real.
it, but I
Yeah,
actually
Lainey.
really like my job.
No, we love it. Okay.
It's about a rant because I have one more.
Yeah, I have one more,
I
but you can go
don't
first.
have a
Mine's
rant.
not that important.
Oh, I do have a rant.
I don't have a rant.
Oh, just that you guys don't celebrate birthdays.
Oh,
Oh, we were going to talk about this. You're
You
right.
deprived her.
Okay.
It's a no, because
her whole life.
So no,
No, 'cause
I
so-
do have a question
Trauma.
since we're here. Is it like based on the religious thing?
So
Like-
mine is because
Okay.
that's how I was brought up, and
Yeah.
so I just never did it. My siblings, they do birthday parties for the kids all the
Okay.
time. Like my sister just had one on the 9th of September for her kid. I just don't. I just didn't see. I just don't see the reason because we do celebrate our kids, and when it's their birthday, we do things for them. I just don't understand the need for the party and the presents, and I like at that part I don't get.
But you liked throwing a party for Scooter's 50th.
I hated it. I hate
I hated
throwing
it,
parties.
too.
But you wanted to do it.
No, he was like, if I'm gonna do one party, it's gonna be my 50th, and I was like, okay, well then we'll do that.
What
Yeah.
about Christmas?
We don't do Christmas.
Why?
I also don't understand
Why?
that.
No,
Oh my
no, I
God.
just like
love
logistically, but
Santa.
scientifically,
Do you guys decorate?
No.
That's a sad life.
Is it?
That's
Is
really
my? I mean, realistically, you know me. Is my life
hurts.
sad?
Christmas time. It is sad.
Beautiful. Yeah, your Christmas
Your
time is
birthday every year
depressing.
is sad.
Scooter.
But
I
It's
think-
an issue.
so like
Is it?
for the kids' birthday, and I like for all of our birthdays, so we always do something. It's just not a party. Like my kids are bougie, so we do big dinners, and it's big expensive
Sure,
dinners, and
that's fair.
Like that's the
I think
thing
that's
that
a
they
birthday
like.
celebration.
If they were ever
Yeah.
like,
what
hey,
we did for
instead
mine.
of doing dinner, I want something. But my
Yeah.
kids, again, what more do they need?
No, for sure.
So we celebrate the
love
things when they like
parties.
accomplish something. Like that's an event, and we
can
celebrate
have a party.
graduation
Yeah.
and
I have
things.
no
I will
problem having
find
parties.
any reason to have a party though.
Yes, but
So I'm like, birthday, let's throw a party. Let's throw a party for everything.
we don't need a reason to throw a party.
Well, we're
Sometimes
throwing
just-
a noodle party just because
There you
Lily
go.
wants a noodle party. But I also love a birthday party.
I think birthday parties are great. I think we should get away from the we have to bring a present. I think that's
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah, for
silly
sure. Yeah. It
because
is
like
silly.
you don't know what I need.
Yeah.
And I'm not
But
going to
also
tell you
they
what I
just
need
bring
or
it-
like want.
Honestly, even for kids' birthdays, they bring crap. No offense.
No, they do.
Oh, but
and
let me
like
say this too. So, like, what you guys don't know is, so there's a lot of us in my family. There's a lot of siblings. So when we get together with our friends and family, it's all year long. Like we plan events for us to get together as family and friends all the time for no reason. Like
Sure,
we're like,
sure.
hey, we're gonna meet up at Naomi's house this
Yeah,
weekend.
So
we're
if you
gonna
had a
do things.
birthday for every single person, you'd never not have a birthday.
Right.
be a
And then
lot.
we wouldn't have the moments to hang out where it wasn't stressful and planned in a thing. So when
Yeah.
we get together, it's like, hey, we're barbecuing and it's this thing, but it's like all of our family and friends that we love and care about. So it's not like, because again, there's like there's 7 nieces and nephews right now, maybe 8. There's a lot of them, plus the
That's a
siblings.
lot.
So like every single weekend would be something
Yeah,
serious.
and there's,
It'd be
there's
something.
always a party.
Yeah. We just,
Yeah.
So
I
I,
mean,
just
I
don't
just-
ever had the need. And for Christmas, I'm just like, again, for Christmas, since the kids were born, we go on vacation for a week. We don't do presents. We go somewhere. We go do experience
that's
for a
great.
week.
yeah,
I agree with that because we do that too. Like we'll do trips over like a lot of gifts on Christmas, but
Yes.
the Christmas season, like the decoration,
yeah,
like it's
the
all just so
Christmas
beautiful
trees and fun and snow.
it's just so pretty to have.
Yeah,
Ryan especially loves Christmas time.
I do.
I
I'm
put
stuck
Christmas.
And
I
I
put my
think it's
Christmas
great.
tree up in like
November
mid-November.
And
first.
again,
I usually-
you got to look at it from the other perspective. We don't come down on people that do celebrate and
It's
stuff
true.
for those stuff.
No, it's
but
true.
then why do people that do celebrate it come down on the other side?
That's different.
So like my
Why?
my
That
sister
feels different.
Becca.
No, because I don't. I think it's awesome that you find the passion to put those things and celebrate and those types of things. But you don't find people that don't celebrate those things questioning you.
Yeah, I mean, my reasoning.
Because they think. I mean, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying
You
in
did. You
general.
just said it.
But
You
we
kinda
don't
did.
question it because I think it's gorgeous. I think that we drive around and
It's
look
in
at
writing, Peter, you
decorations.
said it.
Oh yeah,
No, we drive
Christmas
around, look at
lights.
decorations.
drink
We
coffee
look
We
at.
do have Christmas traditions. You just
Yep.
didn't know.
You just don't call them.
We are unpacking something.
Oh,
here.
so like here's my
Let's
one
unpack it.
my one Christmas tradition during the season, because my mom always did and I thought it was hilarious. As soon as we see Christmas lights,
She's saying the song.
she sings "It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas," and just the one line, just that's
That's
it.
cute.
And so I do it to my
So
kids. I think
cute.
it's hilarious. And like, Mom, that's the dumbest thing.
And they
ever."
hate it.
No,
we
I
do the
absolutely
opposite
love that.
where we drive around and look at Christmas lights, and anybody who didn't put them up, we yell Scrooge at them. I'm not kidding.
That's
We
fun.
brought Linny into it. Yeah, no, it's like that. It's
No,
it's exactly
I
like
love
that.
that.
We go
You'd-
Scrooge, yeah, out the window. Every
You had to drive
person,
by my house
yeah, we would. And Linny had took to it last year, so we went
because
going.
the neighbors
There's
decorate.
a certain
The neighbors
there's
are
a
really,
certain
really good.
neighborhood
We
near our
decorate,
house
we
where
go
it's,
all out.
That's cool.
oh, we
I
don't
love
do
it.
we're actually kind of bad at decorating our
I
actual
hate
house.
decorating.
But the tree, the inside is really good.
Yeah.
So
That's just not our
Making
thing.
all the what'd Keith say?
Making the case for Halloween to be the best
Halloween
holiday.
is the best
Halloween
holiday.
is the
I love Halloween.
I love the spooky.
actually
we've-
don't like any of that. I just like dressing up.
We've decided, Ryan and I have decided that we are gonna decorate our house not like cute Halloween, but like spooky. So like
Spooky.
kids are like
Oh.
scared to come up to our porch.
I love that for you.
But I love it. Like things are gonna jump out, and I might be in a costume that jumps out
Do
at kids.
you remember,
I will love
actually,
it.
speaking
have a
of that,
hatchet.
do you remember when we lived,
A
you would
real
know
one,
this too because it was
sharpened,
when we lived in
blood
the
on it.
duplexes.
I would
Do
say
you remember when we lived in the duplexes, there was the house around the corner that the dad every year would hide under a huge pile of leaves. And when you'd walk up, he would jump out and scare you. And it was the best. So funny.
That was the
love that.
same. I think that was
That's
the
what I
same.
wanna
That was
be.
the same girl who
was it-
bullied me
was
in the
it-
3rd grade, so I
but it
kind
was
of
in
hate
Lacey,
her.
right?
Yeah, it
Shout
was.
out.
It was in
Quail Drive.
Lacey, yeah, Lacey Drive. Lacey, Washington, Quail Drive. But
You know who you are.
That was
You know who you are, Jessica.
First name.
Can we get a last name?
Stopped going to public school because of you.
Oh, she was mean to you on the bus.
So you need to unpack that.
My therapist.
But that was also the first year that I experienced when it says booze on somebody's door, BOOS. That meant they had adult beverages inside for you.
No, it doesn't.
Back then it did.
Also,
Does
right
it
now,
now?
don't accept beverages from people unless you know them.
Okay, but
Well, the Quail
yeah.
Drive house was also the house I wasn't allowed to get the mail at because of what was it? The powder people put in the mail that would kill you or something.
Oh yeah, okay.
that's, I mean,
What was that?
it was called anthrax.
Anthrax.
wanted
Yeah. A terrorist attack. I'm pretty sure my
just-
mom made it up. No offense.
No, it was a thing that did happen in a couple like government buildings
Yeah.
in that
I
era.
don't think it was happening on Quail Drive.
Nobody was after me or your mom. We were not that important for somebody to send anthrax in the mail.
Well, you never know.
Say anthrax.
So,
Anthrax. No,
but
that's
you know,
the
it's all, I think that's the same people that came up with, razor blades and apples and
Or like, okay, this is the
I
funny
mean-
one when people are like, "Oh my gosh, watch out for like fentanyl in your kids' candy," and I'm like, "Who's wasting the money? Like that's
Well,
expensive candy to give
yeah,
out for
it's-
free.
Also, when they're like, watch for drugs and candy, and I'm like, what drug dealer's giving out drugs?
For free?
Somebody,
for free.
right?
For free
And to
drugs.
children, right?
You're
I was just
disgusting.
like,
Disgusting human.
but
like
no, I
there
mean
could be
there
some
was
people on that line.
there was
Like,
that was
okay,
a
as a
decent
parent,
neighborhood though.
Do you
It was a
have to
great neighborhood.
inspect? This is our first Halloween with an actual like toddler.
I don't.
Do you
inspect the
inspect
candy.
all of it?
Well, but we go
Take
to
a bite
trunk-
first? Or
No,
like,
we go to
okay,
trunk
no,
or treat though, so it's all like provided by our church. So
Oh well, that's different.
not really worried about the candy.
Well, we're gonna go trick or treating this year.
Though Nicole, if you're listening, don't. I do steal a
Don't
bag
listen.
every
if
year.
you're listening, don't listen.
Plug your ears. I do steal a bag of candy from trunk or treat every year, and I hide it in my desk for the remainder of the year.
Oh no.
And it's usually Reese's or Reese's Take 5.
Oh,
And it's still there from last year.
sketch.
Still have a few left
Why
over.
have you not eaten it all?
Well, I forget about them.
So you're stealing from the church?
Yeah. Technically, actually, it never left the church.
right?
Oh, I see. That's how you steal from a church. You
That's-
have technicalities.
You have to keep it in the
It's
church
in the
building.
church. It's in the building, in the
Nope.
drawer.
Still stealing.
And technically, Tony took it and put it in my drawer.
Ooh, Tony.
Passed around to the
Oh, whoa.
Pastor? He hid his Pastor Tony.
Pastor Tony is a thief
Yes.
Don't
and listens to Coldplay?
What?
How
to
deep
know.
does this
What
deep
is
does
your
this
issue
go?
with Coldplay? Genuinely.
I don't have one. I
Oh,
just
you
know
just like to make fun
Tony
of them.
likes
Oh, okay.
them.
Because I was like, I feel like
And-
you would appreciate Coldplay for what they do. They're great.
They got
they're
a
great
little.
musicians.
They got really annoying to me for a while because they were played so much when I worked
Sure.
at Apple
No, that's fair.
because they did all the
they're-
Apple tunes.
Chris Martin is a fantastic
No,
musician. We can't
Absolutely.
undermine that.
So
great.
take a joke at joke level.
No, I
Tony.
genuinely
I
was
think
just.
Tony does. I think you're more defending Tony at this point.
I was actually just
You know,
curious because I was like,
he
you love
actually
music.
doesn't like Ed Sheeran, and
No, he does hate Ed Sheeran.
yeah, and that's idiotic
I like Ed Sheeran.
Agreed.
because
Sorry, Tony.
a guy
I
that
still
starts
like
from
you.
nothing
Well,
and
did.
plays one guitar
When
and
I
can
finally
fill
told
stadiums.
him, I don't know why he
probably pretty
didn't know
good.
this. I walked down the aisle to an Ed Sheeran Taylor Swift song, and when I finally told him that, he was mortified. And I was like, "How did you not know that at the time?"
But
Like,
I mean, for somebody to have that much hate against, I don't think I hate any musician or anybody's music completely. I don't think I
probably could.
can. I don't think I can.
I could.
Now, Coldplay got annoying because they got overplayed at one point for me because
That's not Chris Martin's fault, though.
Fart.
Fart. It's fart.
So,
Bringing it back.
is like
No.
is Chris Martin like Does he
love-
pay you to? I mean, what is happening?
I
right
love
now?
him.
He should.
There's.
I
Oh.
hate Drake.
I agree. I can't do Drake.
I actually don't like him.
Yeah. I don't
Okay,
either.
so Tony,
I think he's also not a
Tony
very
was
nice
trying
human.
to decide between going to a Drake
Okay.
show and going to a Coldplay show, and he watched the Drake show like on YouTube and realized it was literally the entire show was him not singing and him just being like, "You sing it." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Why am I paying the same amount of money to go to a show where you make me do all the work?"
Yes.
Versus like if I go to Coldplay, at least you're doing all the work.
His
So
voice is so friggin' monotonous.
I
I'm
do
just
find
like,
him
oh my
obnoxious.
god, move somewhere.
Do
But
something.
I do not listen to Drake.
No.
That is fact. Do I hate Drake? No. For two
We don't
reasons.
hate people.
do you like
Well-
DJ Khaled?
No.
I mean,
All he does is say DJ Khaled, and that's it. That's all he does.
Legendary.
and that, you got to think about that. Think about that for a second. If you can make that much of a career as a musician and
Agreed.
that's what you do, you're probably pretty good at something.
I'm probably jealous, to be honest.
And then when it comes to Drake, musically wise, you can go, okay, it's very repetitive, monotonous, but he can network
Right.
like no other.
Well, the
He's
thing
also
is, he made a
hilarious.
good song. He made a
I
few
just-
good songs his first time, and then just
Did he
said,
though?
I'll show you the video.
he just said,
you.
"I'll
I
make
thought
sure."
you said, did he though? I
Is
thought
he
that's
funny?
what you
Is
said.
he though?
You think he's funny?
Oh, yeah, yes, there's a-
I watched him on like the Bobby whatever interview, and I thought he was kind of mid.
He does.
Bobby. Is that
He
she's
does
the
like these skit videos
talented
that are
girl?
really funny.
Neil, have you seen her?
We'll drop it in the comments.
She's a really serious lady.
Yeah,
Bobby.
the girl who's like pretends to be super
Bobby?
serious.
Who's
I
Bobby?
can't stand her.
Cracks me up.
I think she's so mean.
no, it's fake. It's all
But I
pretend.
no.
Yeah.
It's rude.
You getting more drinks?
Yeah. Oh, Scooter's gonna up. Okay.
Oh,
Does anybody else?
Okay,
Rant.
I think we can move on because my Coco Melon rant is really not important.
No, it's not.
I think
Alright, I'm
everyone knows it.
I'm gonna do
Coco
mine.
Melon sucks. That's all.
Don't watch it.
Crack.
This was a this week moment that happened. Scooter's leaving, so I'll get to talk about him.
Great.
And he said it before, but it's my line. When someone does something nice, say thank you and shut up. That's it.
Yep.
So I have been scouring the earth trying to find those stupid rock band accessories.
You have.
The earth. And I find it. We get it. We get in the car and he's like, so what about the other guitar? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, there's supposed to be 2 guitars. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll look for the other guitars. Like, well, you should ask me earlier. I could ask people that I know. I said,
Lord.
first of all,
Sir.
how many times have I told you that it's really hard to find these things? And then he kept talking. I said, you know what? Stop using words. That's it.
Yep.
Do not say any other words right now.
He told me
Okay,
about this.
I
am confused though of why it's so hard to find in Sacramento because I will say it's easy to find in Everett.
But so have you reached? So the issue is, have you actually reached out to people?
Yeah.
Because, so I don't
Do you
know
like
why it's
reach
in
out?
Everett.
Facebook Marketplace is kind of annoying.
know, that's
though.
the issue.
They like you say, "Is this still available?"
Yes.
And they're like, "Yes." And then you're like, "Cool, I can pick up today." And they're like, non-responsive.
Right.
Ghost.
And you're
Yes.
like, "Okay,
Then
well,
it says sold 4 days later.
yeah." And you're like, "I'm confused."
And
I
the
could have
other-
been that
And the
person.
issue, it has to be super specific. So like it had to be
Exactly.
Xbox One, it had to be wireless, had to
Yeah.
be working and have
Yeah.
all the pieces.
Working. What a
Oh my
thought.
gosh.
concept.
So it's like all these things. And so we get in the car and I'm like, what do you mean you didn't know how hard it was? Like, what do you mean you didn't know I was trying to find these things? And then he's like, well, I'll just message Ariel and she'll pick it up. And I was like, stop saying
I
words.
did offer.
I'm going to find it. I know you
I
did.
did. I was like,
Yes.
"I'll pick it up. I'll fly it down. I have a free care. I have a free check."
I didn't know it's supposed to have 2 guitars. And I was like, well,
Oh,
that would have
yeah.
been, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, I
Everything
mean-
I've ever seen has always been a guitar, a drum, and a mic. That's
Yep.
every post that
You
I've
would
seen.
be fine doing that,
Yep.
honestly. But
Yep.
he always loved to play the bass.
Yes.
So, but you wouldn't have known that.
No. And so I was
He
just
always
like,
played bass. I played drums. Bailey sang.
Ugh.
And no one ever actually played guitar when we were kids. So
That's true.
I played the drums.
I did
You
try.
sang.
I didn't
and
wasn't
he
very
played
good. I was
bass.
like, what? 10.
yeah, I think you.
Let
were.
me sing this
my
song.
my name was Sharkbait.
Ooh, ha, ha.
Ooh, ha, ha.
Ooh, ah.
And I had short blue hair.
yes.
But I agree. Yeah, if somebody does
Yeah.
something nice for you, just say thank you.
yes, that's it.
That's good.
But also, he told me about this story, and he
Is
was
my
like,
mic still on?
"Nah, I was a dick."
Oh,
Disconnected.
I'm glad. Because,
Yeah.
Because then
He
he
said,
had,
"I should have done better."
then he
I
had
was
the
like,
nerve to be like, well, I'm sorry that I wanted Rock Band. And I was like, that's not the issue. And then when we get home, he's like, so would an apology help? And I said, yeah. He's like, well, I did apologize in the car. That wasn't, listen,
what was your
Just
issue,
smack
bro?
him.
I'm going to go upstairs.
"We just having a
Were
rough
you wearing
day."
some tight, tidy whities there, sir?
We are just going to talk at dinner.
Maybe he was nervous about his birthday and he just took it
I was-
out on her.
that had a lot to do with it, but it was. I don't like having.
Is this rubber? Sorry.
Silicone.
I'm so
Are
sorry.
you ADHD?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Anyways, let's move on.
I
So sorry.
I
Drink it.
don't. I like putting on events. I don't like events being about me.
Okay.
I like me being in the background and making sure everybody's having a good time and doing
Heard
stuff.
I
And
simply
that's-
don't have that problem.
I like that, and being the center of attention was freaking me out. Yeah,
No,
It was
but
the lack of control, I think, was messing with you.
and that's a
Yeah.
big part
oh, yeah,
of it too.
'cause
is
he's
like,
not in charge
Right.
of the event.
He has no
yeah,
idea
and
what's happening.
I can't be in
That
charge of an
bothers you.
event that's
Yeah.
about me, and I didn't want the event about me. I wanted about people getting together.
So what is it? This is something to unpack. Why don't you like things being about you?
I don't think I've.
I don't think
Earned
there
it.
has
Do
to
we
be
not
a
have
reason.
the time for that?
I don't think I've earned it.
See, that's sad though.
Thank you.
It is.
Oh no.
No, like to think that you haven't accomplished something that people think is worth celebrating is actually
like
sad.
your life.
It's
Right.
It's
It's a pretty
imposter
big
syndrome.
thing.
Big
No,
time.
it is.
That's
I think that's like important to
live
recognize.
imposter syndrome.
You do.
Yeah, I live it.
Yeah, we need to get you out of that.
Well, we're working. We're
We're
unpacking
working on it. Yeah.
it. You guys are here.
Scooter, I'm proud of you.
You guys
We're
came
proud
to
of
see
you.
me.
Hey, he says that's what matters most is us being proud. So
Being proud of yourself.
I am. That
I'm
is
proud
true.
of you, Scooter.
But being
He's like,
I'm
"And
proud of
change
myself too,
I'm
but
not
I'm proud
talking
of
Yeah,
about
me too.
that
I
right
like
now.
me. But we ain't talking about you.
I want
we like
people
you.
to be
Proud of
proud
you.
of themselves.
but we're also proud of you.
I'm hella proud of
And that's
myself,
okay.
but I'm more proud of you,
Oh.
Scooter.
You're gonna make him cry.
No, like I can genuinely say, like we're gonna get sappy.
This
it
is an
what
angry
it
Yeah,
is.
face.
ew,
It's
love it.
Don't make an angry
I'm
face
trying
at me.
not to be sad.
Right.
Okay. Well, I said we said we could cry Sunday, right? That was the plan.
Ah,
So
I did
So
say that.
that's today.
so that's now.
No
No,
tears here,
I
boy.
will genuinely say, and I've said this about you. We're gonna just make this about Scooters being 50 and
Oh,
how
nice.
blessed we are to have him in our lives.
Yeah, let's.
But
Please.
here's the thing:
Dumb.
is I will say, like, and we know
Worst
this.
episode
It's
ever.
gonna be great.
No more words.
Yeah.
But enough, like you and I personally, and I won't speak for like your guys' relationship, but your and I's relationship went through a very rough patch. Like I didn't talk to you for a few years. It was hard. But what I will always say is that, and I've mentioned this to people a lot in my own life, is like there was a moment, and I genuinely remember sitting on the stairs in like my church building. I called you at one point and was just like, I need to make this right. I need to figure this out. And I called you, and I remember in that moment, and I've spoken about this moment so many times because you sat there and you genuinely took ownership for like any of your part. We were able to fully reconcile. This was like 12 years ago. And we were able to fully reconcile our relationship and then like genuinely work to make it better. And like I can honestly say that now I like fully, like if people were to ask me how's your relationship with your dad, I would genuinely like fully be able to say like I love my relationship with my dad. And like I don't think I could have said that 12 years ago. I would have been like, it's rocky. But like now I can genuinely be like, no, I literally like look up to my dad. I love my dad. Like I would call my dad if I had an issue. Like he's my person that I would like know that would rescue me in a crisis. And like so I think like the testament to your life has been that you were willing to say, hey, I effed up like in these moments of my life, because we all have, like we've
Yeah.
all made mistakes, but like you have taught me that it's okay to make mistakes as long as you make them right. And like I think that that's beautiful, and I think that's something to celebrate. So it's like it's okay for us to celebrate you in your life because you've taught us something, and like I think that's beautiful.
Well said.
Are we all crying?
This is gross.
You like it?
No, but really though, yeah. That is
Say it
very
again.
true.
And we're live, so I can't edit
Nope.
live.
Can't take that out.
Yep.
Ownership is something I've
Yeah.
had to work on. I was a kid and did a lot of, like I said, I've said this many times. I didn't think I was gonna make it till 30 because I'd made a lot of stupid choices. And yeah.
But becoming
it.
my father wasn't one of them.
Oh God, no.
Nope.
You were not planned.
True.
And by
It's like,
far one of the
12 years old.
coolest things that ever happened at the moment when I found out you
That was
were,
quick.
No, but-
around.
when I found out you were coming, I was excited.
Thanks.
Not everybody in the room was,
Oh,
but
I'm sure.
I'm sure.
I've heard stories. They're family members. I still love them, but I'm upset with what they wanted to do to me.
Yeah.
And
I'm here.
I was like,
no.
I was like, let's do this. And then when it comes to Bailey, like Bailey was planned.
Yeah.
Like we're
Yeah, well,
having
lucky
a
ducky.
baby. And became like,
No wonder you were the favorite.
but here's the irony.
Favorite
It's
to
like,
who?
right? Okay,
Let's
look,
get
look.
into that some another time.
Get into that.
Will, let's talk about something else.
Good point. Never mind. I take it back.
I am uncomfortable again.
I'm sweating.
He's like, can we just talk about
No,
farts again?
I have fully talked about this and are actually totally fine because
No, we're good.
we're good.
But I think that, and that's
The whole
kind of-
table has not talked about this. No, we don't want to. No.
and I would be okay with it because I'm ready. I'm always
You're ready to address that?
I'm ready to unpack. I mean,
Right now?
that's up to you guys.
Okay, so the thing was
Not here.
Ryan's not ready.
I mean, we can do it. I don't know. It's therapy,
the
right? That's what
perception.
podcast
The
what we do, yeah.
perception, maybe actual truth, but the perception was that Bailey was Mom's favorite and I was your favorite.
And I can see that.
Yep.
I could totally 100%
100 we
understand
we
that.
all see it.
Yep. No, I
totally
think
can understand.
It's all
that.
it's all known, but and I don't think it's perception, and I think that's okay.
Yeah. I actually now having 2 kids
Yeah.
think that it's kind of the design of a family structure when you have children from like the same biological parents that like one is going to be more like one parent and some will be more like another parent, and I think
Yeah.
that that's just part of the byproduct of when it comes to like a split
Having
family.
children. Yeah.
Like is that there's in an ideal perfect utopian situation you're all living under one roof, so that isn't felt as much because everyone feels loved by the parents that are in the home.
Sure.
But I think that like when the family is more like divided in that sense, it's just more noticeable.
Yeah.
That's my perception on it.
No, it's totally true, and I
could
really
be wrong.
believe that. No, I also believe that it can become seasonal.
Oh, for sure.
Also, right? I was like, my stage of my life right now, my goofiness, my wanting to go do things and be crazy and not be planned and stuff like it is like, oh my god,
Yeah.
oh my god, Bailey, oh my god,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
No, you guys
Um,
connect a ton over
Right.
that.
It was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, we got to go. Yeah, that's just crazy. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And that's a seasonal thing too. And I think
Yeah.
there was a season in the moment where when we did split, you were super young. You know, Bailey was super young.
And there's not a lot of time to make
And
a
I
connection.
didn't know, and I didn't know, and I didn't. We talked about that too. It's like I didn't fight for her, and I
Yeah.
screwed that up. I just didn't do it. I thought I was doing the right thing, and
Yeah.
it wasn't right. It's fact. It was not right, but that's what I did. I made a choice, and that's where we're at. So, what am I going to do about that? Nothing.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Fix
move
it moving forward. Yeah.
Move forward. I can't fix what I did, but I can move forward with where we're at
And do
now.
better moving
Mhm.
forward.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's where my intentions have become a little bit more selfless
Yeah.
as I've gotten older.
Yep.
You know?
But I even look at that whole situation with us as like, I don't know how I would have sat there and been a parent 4 days out of a month. I mean, that's not an ideal situation for anyone. Like, you
No,
don't
that's
know
true.
how to like,
So true. That'd
like
be hard.
it's hard to relate to a child. It's hard to understand
you
what they
only know-
like
yeah.
when you only see them 2
True.
days and then you don't see them again for multiple weeks and then 2 days. It's like that's just hard in and of itself. And again, as adults, we can look back on that and go,
Yes.
okay, that's why it was hard. And that's
Yeah.
like, of course, I don't know that I
Right.
would have been able to do the same thing. And in my 20s, like I like again, like I mean, I had my first kid in my late 20s. You had your first kid at 20.
Yep.
So it's very different. So, but again, as adults, we can all look back on that
I
and
would
go,
not have been a good parent at 20 years
no,
old.
me neither.
I would
And I've
have
thought about
been
that a
so
lot.
bad.
Where
I
I'm
couldn't
like,
even tie
there's
my
so-
shoes at 20.
I know. I don't think you could, babe.
Can you tie them down? Aren't they
Barely.
Velcro? Aren't they
No,
Velcro?
I leave them loose enough so I can slip them on,
That's not a. I do
Honestly,
too.
same.
or I'll wear my Birks.
No, that's not a joke. I actually
Do the same thing.
my Chucks. I don't get
Vans and Chucks, you have to.
The Chucks, the lows, I get the lows so they're not tied too tight, so I just slide them on. I don't want to tie a
the
shoe.
lows.
Smart.
That is smart.
I don't want to tie a shoe.
No, that's so
I'm not
smart.
trying to tie no shoe.
No, I have to lean over. Like
I don't remember the last time I tied a shoe.
lightheaded.
Do you tie your shoes, Sarah?
Yeah.
Why do
You do every day. Every day?
Well, 'cause that's like if I wear mine for everything. So if like I'm going for a walk or run, I have to adjust it so they're tighter.
Sarah's
But
probably
they
a
fit on
double
my-
knot type person
Do
too.
you run?
I'm not supposed to, but I do.
Why are you
You're not supposed to run?
It throws my hips off like real bad
sure.
to the point where I'm like I have to get them readjusted. And
Shoot, like chiropractic.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
love it so much.
Running, really?
So fun. It's hard for me to go on a walk and then not just start running.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's why when you have had a couple drinks, you're like,
Yeah.
let's go on a run.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, realistically, your social inhibitions go away, and you're
Yeah.
like, I don't care about my hips right now. I want to run.
I love running.
Me too.
It's therapeutic.
I know.
He does love. He's started to love it.
I
Yep. I
strongly dislike, almost hate running.
Oh, I hate it.
I would
It's
agree.
terrible.
Oh
I would
my
agree
God,
with that.
I love it.
Same.
What about it is fun? Please explain.
What about it is fun for me is it is therapeutic for me.
I
I-
wish it was.
I have silence. I don't really need silence, but like I just am able to be myself and just not have to worry about a kid, not have to worry about entertaining my
Go
wife.
shopping.
But most of the time,
Go
you
shopping. I get in
take-
trouble for that.
Do anything else.
most of the time, you take Emery on runs.
I did take Emery on runs.
No, that's
And-
I mean,
that's
that's a
cute.
different.
Well,
that's
when
a
I
whole
started
different
working on my physical health, it helped my mental health.
No, that's
fair.
fair.
And that was
That's
the
fair.
biggest reason why I started running.
But why run? Like,
Because-
there's so many different things you can do for your physical
I
health
like
that
Pilates.
don't include me running.
I will be completely honest. I cannot motivate myself to go to a gym.
Fair.
No,
I can't do it. I'll feel
I
like
like it.
shit.
It's hard.
Stuff.
No, it's
Chivas.
I
I'll
love
feel
it.
like
I actually
Chivas.
feel like the gym, if I get, like, the hardest part is getting to the gym.
yes.
Then once I'm at the gym, I'm like, I actually could do a
I'm in.
lot.
I
And
do.
it
Insecurities
motivates
out
me.
the wazoo when as soon as I step.
How do
into
you
the
try
gym.
to Planet Fitness? Because
Yes.
I will say everybody is overweight and not great there. So
Even
it does
their
help.
like their little slogans, like "We're all safe here," or whatever they say.
I could never step into an
Lies.
LA Fitness.
There's
I
always
also-
a lunk in the room.
Why would I rather run on a
There's always
treadmill than
somebody
run out in the nature?
in their
It's
tight
raining.
thing,
You're
like
like
trying to look there
running in
and
the
set
rain
up
is a
their
vibe.
camera on a
doing all
tripod.
cute. Yeah, and I'm like, screw you. I'm going home and eating mac and cheese. I hate you.
I actually
no,
like
for
the
real.
gym.
I wish I
I
liked
just
it.
signed up for the gym because I missed
prefer
the
to
gym.
just work out in
changed
the living
subjects
room.
very quickly.
Sorry.
This is gonna happen a lot.
No,
I
I
could
agree
use
with that.
another beer.
But I just want to put a cap on the last one.
Are we
Um,
even doing what's up in your area at this
She,
point?
she probably is.
I understand.
Sarah
you.
probably is doing what's
You're
up.
like, I gotta go. Okay, I
go.
thought.
So, but
yeah.
let's put a cap on the other one.
Yeah.
When it comes to situations and things that you go through and you don't do them well and you make
Sure.
is always a good reason, but it's not a good excuse. And
That's
I
a
think
great
that's
thing to
that's
say.
where I enlighten myself. Is like,
Yeah.
yes, it happened, and this is why it happened, but it's not an
It's not
excuse
an excuse. It's
to
just an
not
understanding.
to not
Yeah.
do something different now.
Yep.
Don't use it as an excuse.
100%.
You know, because now
Yeah.
that we're adults, and I think we've mentioned this even on this podcast kind of thing, is like, at what point do you take responsibility upon yourself, even though it was situational,
Sure.
right?
Absolutely.
When do you take responsibility upon yourself to do something different?
Yep.
So
No, I
think
agree
that's
with
why
that.
wanted-
I
that was my only. I just want to put a little like
No, that's great.
cap.
I think
And-
that's really good.
And one little thing. I mean, the one like because when we weren't talking, I had been like, "Holy cow!" Ryan and I are trying to have a baby, which fertility issues were a problem, but that took longer than expected. But holy cow, like I want this person in my life, and I want my kid to know this person as grandpa. So let me fix my part of it and
Yeah.
apologize for my part of it, and then see where that goes. And now I don't think we could have had a better. Now I don't think we could have a better relationship.
I adore the crap out of you. Like,
Yeah.
and I have realistically, I have since day one.
Yeah.
I just honestly,
show it,
as a
right?
child myself,
Yeah.
did not know how to
And that's
express
fair.
that. I didn't know how to fight for that.
Yep.
There was a lot of barriers.
Well,
that were
and
built
like you
that
were
wasn't
even saying,
allowing me to do
Yes,
that.
absolutely.
But that's true. But that doesn't mean, as you as an adult, that that's a good excuse anymore.
No,
It was
yeah.
a reason for then,
Right.
but
Yep.
it wouldn't is a really
Yep.
crappy
Totally.
reason if I used it now.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
so stupid.
For sure.
but it's also
Anyway.
the
That'd be on me.
fact that like I think that the number one thing I would say that you've taught me in my life is to constantly be growing as a person. I think like that's the number like one. No, I would say the two things you've taught me: chase your dreams.
Yes.
Like, go after what you like.
Doesn't care
anything
if-
you want to
yeah.
do. Go.
Doesn't
after
matter
it.
what
Like,
it is.
That was something you instilled in me.
Absolutely.
And then to like always be growing as a person. And I think like when you're growing as your own person, you just by proxy start to mend relationships that
Yeah.
matter in your life because you're trying to become better. So
That's so true.
I mean, I see that.
Yep, absolutely.
Wouldn't see it any
Absolutely.
other way.
For sure. Okay.
We'll
Now
see
we
what
can move on.
happens.
Bailey's gonna
Right?
take a break.
I could be a robot.
All right, you ready for what's up?
This one's for you, Tristan.
I don't know if anyone's watching anymore after we delved into our family drama.
No, but they'll watch it in post.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people watch this afterwards
But
to
here's
catch
the
up.
thing: a lot
I'll
of people
text them.
deal with this, right? Like, I actually
That's
think
literally
this is
why we do this.
very, very relatable in the sense of a lot of people deal with family drama or family tensions, and I think that it speaks volumes to say.
I mean, I really
you can
does,
walk
and
through it.
I feel like I cannot express that enough. Of when do you take some responsibility upon yourself for a broken relationship that you still care about?
Mhm.
Like, if you're still thinking about a person
100%.
and it's taking energy from other things of you just dwelling on a relationship with somebody that you don't have a relationship with, you should either fix that
Yeah.
or get rid of it.
Yep.
One of the two,
It's got to do one of the.
you know?
And I've operated in both of those. I've done the
Yeah.
fix it and I've done the get rid of it.
So
So,
sometimes it's not worth the energy, you know? But I always feel like somebody said at one point, and this was after I was trying, my intentions was like, okay, I need to fix this because it's destroying me.
which I do think, well, let's get like to loop Sarah into this. I do think a lot started to heal with Sarah in your life. There was something
didn't
about
have-
Sarah that activated a lot of that in you. And I never knew exactly what it was or what dynamic it was, but there was a voice that she had in your life that definitely like spearheaded some of
And
that,
I can
feel
be,
like.
I can be pretty, I
Don't you think?
I
That-
feel
like when he was with, like once he started being with Sarah, that was like where there was like a definite shift
Different
in like
human.
different human. You changed him.
I
For the
think
best.
So true.
And
Honestly, yeah.
I try to tell Sarah that all the time. It's like she realistically made me realize, she didn't make me a better person. She made me realize that I could be a better person,
That's beautiful.
right? And I didn't get to have that realization.
And could be you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that
think
you could be
that's
fully yourself
what's good.
and still be the best version of yourself.
it was weird. Like,
Yep.
and she didn't allow me to be anything but myself. She goes, "You need to figure out who you are first before we even get together."
Yep.
That's
so beautiful.
literally. I was
Ooh,
like,
that's gonna make me cry.
she goes, "You can't move in here. You need to live by yourself and figure it out first."
Yeah.
Yeah, you were a bit
Come
codependent.
on, Sarah.
And I'm like, "All
Well,
right."
He was
So I-
codependent.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I
for
stay
sure.
in my little apartment, watch Warehouse 13,
Yep.
and just live by
Yeah.
myself.
That was probably good for you.
It was amazing for me, but realistically, she didn't. Yeah,
We
Yeah.
appreciate Sarah.
she
Yeah.
we love
she
her for
allowed
who
me to
she
be
is, but I
myself.
also love her for the person that she's helped you become.
Yeah.
and she
Agreed.
just did it by being
We
her.
love Sarah.
She didn't do it. That was not intentional. She was just being her.
She's just a good.
I was
Oh,
like,
100%.
All right.
We're talking to her about her like she's not here, but like you're a good. human.
Well, I
Right
turned
there
the light on
in
and
the
adjusted
corner.
I did turn the light on and adjusted the camera so you can see the dark person in the back.
You
like-
are a good human.
And I know this better than anyone. It's like you
do.
never put the dark person in the back
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should.
of
know that
any
for
photo,
sure.
any video. And what did I do? Put her in the back.
Ryan, shh.
I've learned a lot.
Your phone from you. But-
Oh,
Rude.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. My timer went
What
off.
is up in your area, Sarah?
oh yeah. What's up?
So,
What's
so
up
we're
in
doing our next
you?
segment. What's
Her
up?
area.
What's up in you? Her area. Doesn't
Nailed
that sound
it.
like naughty almost?
No,
I
it
think that's
sounds
the
really
point.
naughty, but I think that's why you did it.
Yes.
After dark.
Yeah. After dark.
Safe word.
So I only,
Falafel.
Hashtag safe word.
so I only did because we're gonna go live again Friday. So I'm like, it's hard for me to do what's happening next weekend. So just be prepared. WWE SmackDown is gonna be in Sacramento on the 29th.
Smackdown.
In case you guys want to go.
Ew.
Sarah.
Just saying, it's a big thing
SmackDown.
for
If you
people.
want to go.
if you want to go. But
Sarah,
also,
Sarah will
Here's
be in
me.
the front row. She's participating this year.
I'm not
She
gonna
is.
say no.
It's me. I'm fighting. I'm fighting.
Just don't know if
Also-
it's sign that says round 3.
We are in Oktoberfest
Ding,
season,
ding.
people.
Yes.
So go
Oh.
find a good Oktoberfest.
Wait,
Realistic-
Oktoberfest starts in September.
Always. It's like the last week of September for some reason.
They
and
just taught me this weekend.
we didn't. I mean, we didn't
That's
know
weird.
until we became beer industry
Well, we
adjacent.
Is that like part of the thing though, where everybody's starting every like celebration way earlier than they should? Like we're doing back to school in like July. Is that like part of that whole trend?
It's always like October 1st, but
Yeah.
it just hasn't been landing on a weekend. So
You know,
they're like,
yeah, Oktoberfest
oh well,
never lands.
we
The
want a good
weekend
weekend,
before
right?
October,
So it's
okay.
like September
Usually
30th.
what it is.
That's
But
Yeah.
we're
Sorry,
gonna
yeah.
actually be one of the kind of a host in a sense. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Just know we're going.
For the one in Natomas. So the Sacramento Beer Socials is kind of a host kind of thing there.
advise me not.
I know.
Oh, we haven't got. That's the main subject.
We
We'll
need
be
to
quick.
like.
I should host an Oktoberfest.
We need to run through these. Okay,
Yes.
Sarah, keep going.
What's up in Olympia?
This
week?
Ryan and Bailey are coming back into town
Oh my God! What a party!
Monday evening.
out.
So you'll
My
want to be
dad.
there. That's all I got. I don't know what's happening in
I don't
Olympia.
even know what's happening this
Did you
week.
want tequila?
I've had 2 beers and a shot.
That was not the question.
Yes. That's a good point, though. That's a great point. Thank you, Sarah. Here, I'll slide this.
That was close.
I'm good.
Because I heard you guys say that about me a lot.
What's up in
This girl's gonna be
Seattle?
Okay.
hungover on the plane
I don't
tomorrow.
think anything.
And that's a great place to be hungover because you get to take a nap.
Yes.
Okay, what's up in
Hour
your
and 15
area if you live in the Seattle, greater Seattle area? Is what I have noticed, and this probably affects you guys too, is pumpkin patch season is officially upon us
Praise.
as of this weekend. So, my advice, if you're a pumpkin patch person,
Pumpkin.
I did because it flowed better.
Pumpkin.
Emery calls it a puppin.
Puppin.
Pumpkin.
Baby
And that's-
girl.
Oh, that's cute.
I can't wait to see my kid tomorrow.
She's gonna go to the puppin patch, and that just kills me.
She said, "Oh, puppin, orange puppin."
Orange
yes,
puppin.
baby, it's an orange puppin.
And you just
Anyways,
don't correct
go
her
ahead.
because it's adorable.
I will keep talking about it again.
But
sorry.
pumpkin patch
That's
season is
amazing.
upon us, and I actually do think it's better personally. I'm a pumpkin patch goer. I think it's better to go during September and get it over with than to go like the last week of October when it's crazy. So
No.
I like to go the first to second week of October.
Yes,
That's my
agreed.
ideal time.
Yes, it
but I will say
Not in
with
September.
all of the pumpkin patches
Back
that
then.
I've looked at are now open this weekend. There's one near us that has a petting zoo, so we'll probably make our rounds.
Cute.
Can I
Well,
share
the-
my horror story of pumpkin patch?
Please do.
Go for
Please.
it. Is it scary?
Do you say?
No.
Is it, you
I
say
love scary.
horror or horror?
Horror.
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 I'm just asking.
She's
there's-
gonna share a horror story.
She definitely
It's
said
after
horror.
dark. It's after dark.
All
No.
I'm
Sarah,
saying
you
He
can't
is
say
a
that.
pumpkin
No,
stripper.
listen.
It was just a,
It was a field trip when I was in school,
Well,
and they
coulda
took
get
us
weird.
to the
Catchy.
pumpkin patch, and they're like, "Pick anyone you want." And as a kid, you're like, "Obviously, I want the biggest one you have," but they don't tell you you have to
Obviously.
carry the whole thing the whole time.
Yep.
And so
Trauma.
I lived out in the country,
No.
and our bus stop was not close to the house. So I'm trying to carry this giant pumpkin, and I'm like nauseous, trying not to pass out. I was like, I don't know what to do. It was the saddest thing. I just left the pumpkin. I went home. I was like, I can't do
No
it.
pumpkin
Can't
at
do
that
it.
It
point.
wasn't even worth it.
That
Stupid
is
pumpkin.
traumatizing.
Stupid
I'm
pumpkin.
never doing that again.
Now, if you
Sarah.
ask her what pumpkin to get, she's gonna get the smallest one.
None.
Because she's like,
Zero
I don't know how far I have to
pumpkins.
carry it.
This is why she doesn't celebrate holidays.
Right. Too much trauma
Pumpkins are
behind
Yeah.
too heavy.
Trauma.
it. Too heavy.
And she never lets me buy anything.
Because of the
But you do
'Cause it's
anyway.
too
well,
big.
you can buy it as long as you can carry it at least a mile.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh,
So the
okay.
fridges have to go.
Carry those a mile.
Yeah,
I would
Both of
make
us?
that happen.
I don't know
And-
that you could.
I'd make that
You
happen.
have 2 of
Let's-
them.
Prove
Okay,
it.
shout out.
Prove
I'll
it.
keep one.
Prove it.
I'll just keep.
All right,
How do you know what
I got you.
Shout out.
Woo!
Sarah, I just got a return.
I did too.
I gotta
Okay.
go work.
These guys are working. Like
Rebecca's
watch
so
all
Stop
tape.
it.
I'm not.
I think you're
I
supposed to be
genuinely
watching
feel
this.
like I have not checked my computer besides
It's
for
because of
one
Rebecca.
10-minute thing.
that I keep checking my computer.
Oh, Rebecca.
I shouldn't say
Rebecca,
that. We
you
don't.
buzzkill.
I don't have a good
She's in
rapport
the-
with her.
She's
I
in
don't
the
know
chat
her.
networking.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Buzzkill. Just kidding, Rebecca. We
You're
love
killing the talent here.
Hope she's not watching this. Quite
you.
honestly.
Watch
Probably
this.
is.
Oh,
She's
she's
in there.
watching.
She's the one that says I hate Drake.
Yeah, but that was a while ago, so I'm hoping she got off because now I'm nervous. She scares me. Okay, let's move on.
My shout out is I got to see. So I want to shout out my aunt and uncle.
Oh, yeah.
Because we haven't been able to see them since 2019. And so I just love that they let us stay with them finally after so many years of not seeing them. It's the longest I've ever not hugged them was from
Wow.
2019 to currently. Like I've literally have seen them every single
They were
year.
there yesterday?
No.
Oh.
We went to drop off Mariah last week.
Oh, I see.
So we got to stay with them.
That's
and
so special.
yeah. And yeah, I just
That was a long time.
love them to pieces. I know.
2019.
Yeah.
That
I was
last time
like,
we've
the
seen
longest
them.
hug.
Wow.
On video, I think we saw them once or twice.
Literally the longest I've never seen them my entire life
Yeah.
was that time.
That's really
That was
sweet.
a really long time.
That's a really
So that's shout out. Anybody else have a shout out?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, go for it.
I'm gonna shout out Pelican Brewing.
Yes.
They're on the
Oh.
Oregon coast, and it's my favorite brewery in the Pacific Northwest area. We went there on a trip, and they're just awesome, man. They take care of you, and I reached out to them a couple years ago saying, "Hey, let's collaborate somehow. I want to take some photos for you guys or whatever." And we went, and they saw that we were in town, and the marketing director, wanted to just come see us.
She was so cute.
She was so nice too.
Little girl crush.
And she came
Happening.
over to us, just gave me a
Sorry.
box full of beer, a sweatshirt, some stickers, some patches, and a whole goodie box full
Bunch
of
of beer.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, "What kind of photos are you looking for?" And she said, "None. I don't want you to take photos of this stuff. I just want to give this to you.
Aw.
I just want you to know that we appreciate your business and yeah, enjoy."
Love that.
Yeah, it was
So
cool.
they deserve more than a shout out.
They're dope people.
You guys know damn well I'm already going to take photos for them.
Yeah, absolutely. he already has.
They don't
I think,
want
a little bit.
30,000 followers.
They
Yeah.
don't want it, but I'm going to give them some really cool photos. I'm
For
excited.
sure. But I think that's when you enjoy giving photos.
Yeah.
Is when they don't expect anything from you.
Yeah, like she told me, don't
Which I think
take
is cool.
photos of this stuff. We just want to give it to you.
Yep.
And that's awesome.
Yep.
I love companies like
Good
that.
people.
And they will forever
Yep.
have me on their side.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
And now I need to check them out because there's like,
Oh.
physically.
They have good beer.
There's like that's what, and I think that was my next thing was
the
like
raspberry ale.
good
Come on.
people,
Raspberry ale.
good people, good
Oh,
product
come on,
or
Sam.
service. It's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're
And to
missing
me,
one of
it's
those
a
two
bigger
things.
win than like a better product almost, right?
Oh,
Like
for sure.
Yeah.
even I'm sure their
You can have an
product is
above
great.
average product
Sure.
and be good people, and I'll support you.
It's a
Yes.
thousand.
If your
100%.
product is
People
trash,
first.
But if your
business
product
second.
is like 70 to 80%, but your customer service is 90 to 100,
oh for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
you're solid.
I'm in.
Back.
Yeah, so they're
Absolutely.
awesome. If you live in the Washington, Oregon area,
Go.
go.
Even if you don't.
And
It's
if
a
you don't,
beautiful
If you're
place.
take the
visiting.
flight.
If you don't, if you've never been in that area, it's time to go to
Beautiful.
Pelican
It's
Brew.
gorgeous.
Yes. Honestly, and all their locations too are also
Wait till next
right
July,
on the
though.
coast. They're so beautiful.
No, it's beautiful in the fall.
I think I have work there coming up. I'm gonna
Oh,
go to
come
Oregon.
on, Rebecca.
You should.
Are you visiting us?
Yeah.
Tell
America.
us, and we will meet you there, and we'll have a beer with you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
It's
we-
like 3 hours for us, but
Every
we will
time-
do it.
every time we're in the area, we always make sure to go. Especially now, I will not go to the Oregon coast without going there.
Yeah, agreed.
because they have locations like 4 or 5 different
Yeah.
spots along the Oregon coast,
Oh, wonderful.
which is really cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't have a shout out except for the people that I watched my kid this weekend so that I could be
Oh,
here.
that's a
Yes.
shout out.
That's a good shout out.
They're amazing.
And I've seen a
Great
lot of
shout-out.
videos of my kid happy and smiling, and she slept great. So we love that for a
Yes.
1-year-old. But we're sad. But
But
we're
on that
excited
note,
to-
shout out to Disney Plus for occupying my child for the last hour.
Currently, yeah. Every time I go to the bathroom, she goes, "I'm watching something," and I'm
She's
like,
watching Tinkerbell.
"Very cool." I see that.
I mean, I'll always shout out the Disney company as if they needed more publicity, but I will
Yeah, you're
gladly.
totally helping.
Who
I
dat?
think you need
They
to
need
be
you.
a
They need you
princess
on their
there because
marketing
I think
team.
that would be your dream.
No, I actually think I would love to start a podcast of my own that's just me and Linny talking about Disney. And I think that we would kill that.
I don't think I'd watch it.
I got
It's
offered
okay.
a job at Disneyland
You're
once.
I
not
don't
the
care
demographic.
about Disney that
No,
much.
but there's a
One of the
demographic for that.
photographers.
Yeah, you're
Shut
right.
up.
I mean, it's
want
not
that
my
job.
demographic.
Yeah, they
I'd
said
watch
they
it
paid
just
$16
Yeah,
an
because
hour.
they're
horrible.
Yeah,
No, they actually
Sure.
pay their employees terribly.
Yes.
I've heard that.
This
No,
is-
I
Ba-
I
this
more
is-
shout a lot of jobs.
Yes.
No, I'll shout out Visible Coffee
Let's
Company.
stay on.
That's
Visible
the
Coffee.
company that I work there probably 4 days a week.
It's also kind of
and-
what's up in you.
And
Oh,
it's
you
Or
work.
area.
I work out of
Right.
Visible Coffee. They let me basically pay for one coffee and then sit there all day. And their owner's great. And they're fantastic. And they roast their own beans. And I know they're a guy who roasts their coffee, and he's great. And so they're great. If you're ever in the Everett Mill Creek area, check out Visible.
Cheers.
There you go. Cheers to Visible.
What one of our watchers, Lucy.
We love them. No, we really. I
A lever
really.
consultant.
I
She's
am
up in
there
that
like
area.
every day. They have like a specific spot for me that's set aside. That like everyone's like, oh, somebody's in your spot today. I'm so sorry.
I know.
I know, me too. Every time I'm like moving
I've
things,
learned-
I'm like,
I don't have my headphones on. Now.
See you later.
Bye,
Ben
bye.
is leaving.
We had a visitor named Ben.
You want to
And
say hi on our podcast?
I
mean,
actually
we're,
don't.
we're
think I
live
met
streaming
you.
on
We're
YouTube.
live right now.
If you, I mean, that's
you're great.
our
You're
thing.
hilarious. We like
there's,
you.
There's a
He's been
gentleman
here all
named
day,
Ben
Come back.
Yes,
What is your
come back
shirt
and
mean?
visit.
that has tolerated our lifestyle.
It's a video. It's like a YouTube streamer I watch.
So yeah,
Very cool.
Proud of you.
I
Bye,
like
Ben.
him.
He's lovely.
He's nice. And he's funny. Anyways, we'll talk about that later.
Well, now they've shut the
Any
door.
more
so do you wanna
shout-outs?
Say anything about him?
No. That's private.
Get back. You didn't do your shout out. Do you have one?
the
Me.
I mean, it's pretty easy to do that.
Lenny.
It's
Is my
on
shout-out.
the. I mean,
Emery.
there is okay. Yeah, you gotta realistically. There's two things you gotta check out. Like Emery's little TikTok
Oh, it's
saying
good.
words of colors and animals, and
I
it-
reposted that. That's funny.
phenomenal. Also, if you follow Ariel, you gotta look at the food
If
reviews.
you're a real person, I will let you follow.
Yeah, there's
Like,
just,
if you're one of the
there's
people on the
something-
channel,
Not like a
I will
bot.
accept you.
Yeah. Yeah.
there's something
It's pretty funny.
unfiltered about what like yeah, it's raw, it's good, it's kids just being kids.
Yeah.
So cute.
So yeah,
Yeah, Lenny
check
does
those
food
out.
reviews, and Emery online does like her saying words, and it's really funny.
Yeah, so big shout out to that. The other one was I always have to give my, especially when I run into him over the weekend intentionally.
Chad?
It's not like I accidentally ran into him. I went and found him. Chad, Lions in Paris.
Oh, poor Chad.
Lions in Paris.
Wish I could've
That's
seen
better
him.
than the other one. Dun, dun. The
Lions
other
in Paris.
people that were in Paris.
Oh,
Who's in Paris?
this song.
There's
So-
a song, but you can't sing
Forget it.
it.
Is it like
Oh,
milk and
no,
cookies?
that's
No. You know the song.
What I do?
I don't think I've ever heard that
Yes.
song, but I've heard
What
the title.
I'm sure to what?
It
Oh, you've
starts
heard
with
the
an
song.
N.
You've heard the song.
in
Like
Paris.
the N word in Paris.
You can't.
What?
You can't say it to Alexa.
No.
No.
In Paris?
He says, I'm sorry, I don't
Paris,
understand.
Yeah.
Well, have you
Starts with an
subscribed?
N?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Oh, shut up.
No, whatever you know.
What are you
Are
talking
you
about?
trying to get me to say a really horrible word? Because I won't.
I will
I was
not
like,
say it.
Have you seen? They're
Wait,
just
no, you're getting off track. Did you finish your shout out?
no. Yeah, those were my three. Like
Hold it
my,
together,
You
Scooter.
said
I didn't hear a 3.
You're a mess. I'm gonna try.
I said
Yeah.
Linya's
okay.
Linya's
Lenny,
her
Emery, and Chad.
no
and me.
specifically.
Oh.
No, don't redo it. We know now.
Yeah,
You didn't know before. Now all of a sudden you know.
No,
'Cause
I
you,
didn't remember.
You
We
rewound the
didn't
tape.
know they were three.
We
different
remember, right,
ones.
Sarah?
Who's the star of the show?
You.
Ryan.
Yeah, he's a star of my
It's
heart.
about time I get the recognition I deserve.
Yeah. You so cute, babe. I love you.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, can I hear this topic? Because I've been waiting to hear all
Oh, you got to push the button
effing
first.
day.
Got to push
What
the
does
button.
effing mean, Bailey? Go ahead, say it.
Fantastically.
Can I say it?
No, you can't say it. Watch.
Advise me not.
God. Come on, Sarah.
You guys ready for this?
Yes.
We're ready.
It is
We've been
not
waiting all day, and
serious
Sarah
or funny,
planned
but
this.
you can make it any way that
But
you want it
here's
to
a
be.
great. I mean, if
Oh, go ahead.
the first time you're watching or 100th time you're watching, I'm going to tell you again. Advise me not literally is a topic that Sarah has come up with. The rest of us don't even know what it is.
Ooh.
but it's also we're gonna have very, very strong opinions about it. Does not mean we're experts. We're experts in certain things, and 101% of the time, we're not experts in this.
I don't
Yeah.
think I'm an expert.
I don't think I'm an expert
anything.
in anything, but sure. I
I don't
hear
think
where
so.
you're going.
Have you spent 10,000 hours doing anything?
No. Yeah,
Maybe
auditing.
design.
But I'm not an expert. She
Sleeping.
is.
That's the definition of an expert, by the way.
Ooh,
I mean, it's been 10 years. Do I spend 1,000 hours a year? I'd have to calculate that.
for marketing
Easy.
Design.
math.
design.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you're an
1,000
expert.
divided by-
Absolutely.
365?
Ariel,
That'd be like 3 hours a day.
you're insanely talented.
Yeah, I guess I would be an
You're an
expert in
expert.
design.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
the most
That feels
recent one
crazy
you
'cause
did.
There's so many people better than me.
10,000 hours is
Okay,
the marker.
then I am a expert in graphic
I'm
design.
an
I don't think
expert
that's the
in
topic.
being a mom.
I have not.
I don't know.
You're gonna
That's
10,000 hours. Yeah.
no. I don't know. I don't know
maybe
what that
3.
means.
I'd have to
But-
math.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, you ready for this?
Okay, go.
Yes.
So, how to avoid being a helicopter parent? And let me just say, if you have ever attempted to fight a battle for your child in any way, if you have attempted to go to a school and be like, let me explain why this is happening.
No, 100%. That's
if
a
you
helicopter
have
parent.
to be like, let me step in for your child who's capable of doing it for themselves.
Yep.
I am in a group right now for college parents
Yeah.
Oh no.
of children going to Cal Poly, and the amount of people are like, my child's dorm room doesn't have this. Who do I contact? Nobody.
Oh.
They're adults.
This one's easy.
They have to figure it out.
You guys ready?
So how do you?
You ready? I was like,
No.
we're gonna end the podcast right now
No, we're
because
not. No, we're not.
here's the answer.
It's a long.
Just don't
conversation.
care.
Okay.
It's impossible to not care.
It's not possible.
Done. Fixed it.
Ooh, that's a good
Just
time.
don't care
Be
about
a horrible
Just
parent.
don't care about your kid. Just don't care about your kid. You're
Done.
fine.
What
That
do you
is
do?
hard.
Ryan
though.
agrees. Just don't care about your kid.
I think so. I watched this.
That's hard.
I don't know if it was Hulu or Netflix. There
I
was
saw you. You aligned with me.
there was a
I'm
series
aligning with everyone.
where people tested their children and tested their parenting style.
Okay.
And
You
the
know, I watched this, it was on
helicopter parent won. So I think I'm winning because I'm a helicopter parent. but really, I think
Was that no? That was that the
that's-
parenting one where they like all did different challenges and
Yes,
stuff. No,
they
I
all
watch
did.
that.
And like strangers knocked on their door and they saw if like a stranger could walk in, like if their kids let them walk in, or if their
Mm-hmm.
kids were like, my parents aren't home, I'm not answering the door, or and lots
Like
of other
diving
things.
board. And
Yeah.
all that. Yeah, I did. watch
Lots
that.
of other things of like how to like help your kid be brave,
Right.
or do we coddle them, not coddle them, but or do we say that's okay not to try something that you're scared of doing, or do we push them being like you can do it, or just say you have to do it? Anyways, so that was a really good. It helped me in my parenting, I think, a little bit, but I think I'm definitely a helicopter parent in a good way, and I think
Hold on. How old is your child?
yeah, she's
Yeah.
almost 2.
So I mean, helicoptering.
There's no not helicopter.
Well,
Yeah, that's
I
Yeah,
mean,
you'd be really bad parent if
That
you
would be a little bit of the hands-off parent.
But
Yeah, that's
did
true.
you
Go
notice?
to the playground.
hands-off.
Have fun, Emery.
But I do
Catch you
think
in an hour.
when people are mean to my kid, I will jump in and I will say that was not okay. That's not acceptable. You don't get to treat somebody like that to another child. And I'm like, oh, that's a little helicoptery.
But at what
Okay.
point do you stop doing that so your kid doesn't?
But also, I won't have my kid
Two and a
be
half.
hurt or taken something from, or like, I don't know.
But
I'm
at
passionate
what
about
do
Okay,
you
but
find
I
yourself?
understand that. I do understand that. But
Yeah.
at the same time, so and Bailey and I have talked about this a lot. How we have very different parenting styles,
We do.
even though we were raised in the same home.
Same.
But I view it as like instead of jumping in for them, I'm gonna stand with my child and say, here's what to say, and here's how to advocate for yourself. Like, okay, like so if Linny comes to me, or even Ellie, I guess, like she's young, she's only 1, but if she comes to me and says like, oh, that kid took something from me, then I'm going to say, okay, well, then you should go ask for it back. And I will coach her on what to say. Now, if she also, there are times where she'll say, can you come with me? And I'm like, yes, of course. Like, I'll
For
stand
sure.
with you. I'll be your backbone. Like, of course.
Be the
and I'll
muscle.
stand with her. Literally, I'm your mom. But I'll stand
Let's
with
go.
her and I'll say, like, and she'll say, like, can I please this literally happened to the playground the other day. These like older kids were totally like monopolizing this one toy that these two little girls wanted to play on, and they really wanted to turn, and they were waiting so patiently for probably like 10 minutes just standing there waiting, which is a lot for a 4-year-old.
That's a long.
And
that's
these like
that's 5
10-year-olds
hours
were
in
monopolizing
4-year-old.
this toy. And I did not talk to the 10-year-olds. I didn't go up to them. I sent Linny and her friend, and I said, well, why don't you guys go ask them for a turn? And they went and asked for a turn, and the kids were like, well, why can't you just go play on the other thing? And
Well,
like they
that's-
came back and were upset. And so I mean, I guess a little helicoptery loudly said enough for the other kids to hear.
Yes.
Like,
We need to take
well, this is
turns.
really unfortunate that they're not sharing. Like, I'm really sorry they're not sharing with you. That's not right. But like, let's go play on something else. What I didn't do is go to the other kids and be like, get off the swing. Like, but I think
Yeah.
that's my balance of like, I'm going to teach her to advocate for herself. However, when she advocates for herself, there are times where somebody's going to not participate in that. And
Yeah.
she has to learn that sometimes people are rude. And it sucks. And I'm here for her when people are rude to her.
Yeah.
But I don't like jump in and talk to the kids. So that's where I draw the line. But again, like I can totally understand a world in which I wanted to slap that kid and be like, get off the darn swings. This 4-year-old wants a turn.
Yeah.
And I
You're like
almost
10
went
years
there.
old. You understand that
Like,
it's
get
somebody
off.
else's turn.
Yes,
Yeah.
get off the swing.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I'd buy my kid her own swing set, the whole playground.
that nobody's allowed
I'm gonna
to
purchase the entire playground.
Ryan
Like
is
for my
that
kid.
parent.
He's like
You don't get
Batman,
this
I'll
in other
I just
aspects.
bought the
I
bank.
will get that for you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
That's some
Anything
Bruce
that
Wayne
Emery
stuff
wants,
there.
we
I
gotta
am
go
Bruce
get that
Wayne.
now.
I knew it.
She's very
The
spoiled.
whole time. Yeah.
She is. No, I agree. I totally agree.
But
I
also
think
2 and 4 is very different.
2 and 4 is very different, and she's not even 2 yet. Which
we haven't had the helicopter in that sense yet.
I feel like I've helicoptered a little bit.
In that sense,
Well, I mean, we can talk about the incident between our own 2 children.
Sure.
Like, I'm fine talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, there was an incident between my 3-year-old at the time and your 1-year-old.
almost 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3
And so Linny was having issues communicating with Emery and was pushing her, which is not cool. It's kind of a jerk mood. But again, she's 3, so it's like, they're jerks. And
Narcissists.
they're narcissists. So she was pushing Emery down and like not nice to her. And so Bailey called me and we got into an argument about it because of how we would have like discussed like how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And like, I do think in that situation, we both were not wrong in how we are
Right.
parenting our own children, but it was both of us being helicopters and protecting our own children.
Yes.
In the situation, me going like, well, she's only 3, she doesn't fully understand. And you being like, she's 1 and she's getting shoved.
And like, hit, yeah. Right.
Like, so it's not super fair.
Like, which one are you going to try and reason with at this point?
Right.
yeah.
Right.
A 3-year-old or a 1-year-old?
And
Right.
neither.
Either
is the
way, it's
answer.
And I
either way
stayed
is
out of
going to
it.
work.
You did
one's
not.
gonna be mad at you.
I
You
let the
did
sisters
not
do their
stay
thing.
out of it, actually.
Did you not?
No.
I didn't hear from Ryan.
No. He did not stay out of
That-
it.
I think
He was
that's
very
when
much
he-
in it.
I think that's when he
What?
blocked you on Instagram. When that happened.
This is true.
That is not the truth whatsoever. No. Oh no. Stir the pot, Dad.
No, it's called
I-
a callback.
It was really good, actually.
No, it was good, but then I think that we were able to be like, hey, like, I think we're both on the same page here.
But we're
We
both
just need
going to
to-
advocate for our own children because that's
Yes.
our job as
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
True.
Right. And I
So do you consider advocating for your kid being a helicopter parent?
I don't think I do.
No, I think there's a big difference.
I think it depends.
I feel like advocating for your kid is essential, and being a helicopter parent for your kid is essential, especially when they're
Young.
under 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Or you
Yeah.
have to be
Where
there,
they
but-
haven't learned to advocate for themselves.
Yes, they have to have that support
Yeah.
system for their confidence,
Yeah.
right? But slowly over time,
Yeah.
if you're still a helicopter parent and they're 19, you need to check yourself.
So I heard it said, a mentor of mine in parenting had said that a lot of people parent and it's like when they're young, they have all the freedoms in the world.
Yes.
And then when they get older, you start to like funnel it to where it's like they have less freedoms. And that actually doesn't make any sense. Whereas like you really should be like very almost controlling and overbearing when they're young. And then eventually like you let them have more freedoms as they get older. And that's how we should do it. But like our natural is
Like
to
bowling.
like kind of let them do whatever they want. as children and as babies and as young kids, and then as they get older we start to like tighten those reins, and it really doesn't work because they're like, I want my freedom. That's when they're testing all those boundaries. So
I'm like bowling. You go bowling.
Yeah.
Okay, so when they're a kid, you put up the rails,
right,
Yeah.
because they're not gonna still get a strike. They might,
Yeah,
but
but
if
we
we
like
leave
the
it where it's
rails.
gonna go bing,
Little
bing,
bumpers.
bing, bing,
Yeah,
right?
that.
You keep in the rails, but as they get older, those rails get a little wider, get a little lower.
Come on,
Yep.
son.
Yeah, it's
They
like
get wider and wider.
right. It's like you gotta try it.
We
And
ain't
when
open
you-
late now, baby.
And now you fail and get a gutter ball. It's like, hey, nice
That's
try.
part of life.
Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Keep trying.
yeah.
And I feel like that's what helicoptering should be. Like, you're never gonna disappear,
right.
but
The hope would be that you don't get
But
cut out
here's my
completely.
thought:
Yeah.
is like we have Aaron and I have young kids, but for like
Right.
you guys, you have older kids. Is that as easy as it sounds? Because it sounds
Right.
no, God, it's
terrible.
terrifying. It's awful.
thinking of
Like
letting
not
my
jumping in on Mariah's issues is probably harder.
yeah,
I have no problem jumping in.
or well, we know.
We can
I think we're aware.
But the funny thing is, he does, but he won't. Like, he thinks that he's a helicopter parent, but he's not. He's
No, but-
always like,
okay.
they're gonna fail, they're gonna learn, it's gonna be fine.
straight up. But if Mariah called you in tears
I'm in.
because a
What do you got?
teacher was mean to her in class right now, what's your response?
I'm gonna fight.
But
no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Give me
Would
the
you email the
address.
teacher?
You would not.
No, I would
Nope.
not. But I would, for sure, tell her what she needs to say to her teacher
That's
herself.
fair.
I totally would do that.
Well, I think you'd be like, well, mean how? Well, that doesn't sound mean to me.
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
there's a difference. There's a difference between mean and if you cross a line.
Speculation.
There's
From this perspective.
yeah. But mean doesn't mean like, hey, you're failing this class and you need to do this and do this makeup
No.
stuff. That's not mean.
No, that's not me.
But if you're saying, hey, you're not good enough at this class, I was like, okay,
Sir?
now you need to have a conversation.
Sit down.
You need to step up. Like, I'm gonna be pissed,
yeah.
and you're gonna have to step up for yourself because
So is the difference then, and I think that this is kind of where we're drawing the line, is a helicopter parent jumps in and has those conversations for your child, even though they could have them themselves. And a decent, like, non-helicopter parent says, I will teach you how to advocate for yourself. Now, again, when you have kids that are under the age of
Right.
3, speaking age, that is different. You have to be their voice.
Yes.
But like you get to a certain age where it's like you do have your own voice, and I'm going to teach you how to advocate for yourself
and
because I want you to
where
learn
do you
that technique.
where do you as a table like
Yep.
because we've all grown up,
Right.
Yeah.
we all had parents.
Where's that
Right.
line of like
Right.
you're old enough
So
to
where
advocate
at that
for yourself?
point in your life, like maybe we have to look at that because you look at it as
Yeah.
perspective. Sorry, I left the mic because I wanted to lean in towards Bailey. But we've all been the kid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So just saying that you guys have young children, but you've been the child.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
the perspective is still there,
Yep.
right? So at what point in a kid's life, and I won't say an age, there's no miracle age.
No.
There's no miracle age. But there's usually a broad
Yeah.
few years to where most kids get to the point where they can speak for themselves.
Sure.
Where was your experience? Where was that for you guys?
18.
Really?
Yeah.
Legal age.
You didn't feel like you could advocate for yourself before the age of 18?
Yeah. I would
Why?
probably say so.
Oh, I definitely felt like younger. I felt like maybe 10.
But you got pushed back.
Not 8 years. 10. I'm like,
Like at age 10, I was ready to be like, come at me. Like,
but she was a little bit more, yeah. Well,
Spicy.
Yeah, that's a nice.
fair.
That's
That's a
a
fair
that's
word.
very
Good.
nice.
That's a fair
word.
That's
Spicy.
nice word for that.
You
Spicy.
know,
Spicy.
I don't love spicy in my food, but I love spicy in a person because I love
thank
you.
you.
But no, I could
like
see
some-
that.
I mean,
but
and Lenny's 4, and I,
like the
pretty much
occasional
expect her to
spice.
advocate for herself. Not in every,
expect,
no,
but
in
teach.
pretty much everything.
I think that's I think that's too much.
See, but in a calm, in a appropriate way, right? Like, so not like. But yes, I do feel like she has the tools. I would stand next to her and be next to her in that. But I do feel like she has the tools in her vocabulary to be able to say, I didn't like that. Because the reality is, and I guess this is where I sit on it, the reality is that anybody who takes advantage of her is likely going to be older than her and an authority to her. Like, that is pretty accurate along
That's true.
all lines of like things that will happen. So I want her to learn at a young age that it's okay to appropriately and respectfully challenge someone and say, I don't like that, or I don't agree with that. And again, in an appropriate way, but like, she's 4 years old. If somebody who's 16 told her it's fine to do this, I want her to be able to say, no, that's not okay.
For sure.
Right. And so, like, advocating for herself in that way is really important. Now, do I expect her to do that alone? Absolutely not. Like, I am going to stand next to her during that until she feels confident to do it herself. But
Yeah.
I think, and again, the issues she's facing at 4 are very different than the issues she'll face at 15. But my
That's what I
hope,
hope.
is that in teaching her that concept at 4, that when she's 15 and someone tries to take advantage of her at 15, she is so assured of who she is and her ability to speak for herself that I don't have to be with her in order for her to hold that line. Again, this is all theory because I
Well,
haven't actually
But
raised
you were
children.
the child. But you were the child. Like,
Right.
let's go. Like,
I mean, I
what?
do feel like I was that way though, because like at,
Oh, you were very
at 14, I felt confident enough
Very
in my
verbal.
voice to say, no, I'm not interested
You
in
thought
that.
you were an adult at 10.
I did.
I mean, and I see that in
And
your
I'm not
daughter.
sure why.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. But I felt confident in myself enough to
Like-
where I could
Yeah.
stand in front of someone who genuinely offered me drugs at 14, 15 years old, and I could make a joke of it and turn it around on them and be like,
Sure.
whatever, because I was like, okay, whatever. And so I think that was advocating for myself
But
in
that's
that
not
way.
everyone.
No.
Well, I mean, you got to
Yeah.
look at what if it's somebody, a child that doesn't have those tools and is not a verbal child, because there's a lot of human beings at 10 years
Super
old
fair.
Yeah.
that are not verbal.
Yeah.
in those
They're
ways.
just not.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
more action oriented.
But are they
Yeah.
able to ask for help?
Right.
Like, and
Or
know
what
who
is
to
that
ask
tool?
for help.
Right.
I want to, like, Ryan, you were a kid once.
Yeah.
When did you start, like, realistically, when did you start actually advocating for yourself without your parents being there? Because you said 18. Bailey said 18.
Yeah, I would say
That's
I would
true
still
for you.
stick to
10.
that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true for you.
Yeah.
I would probably say the same. I mean,
Same as who?
as Bailey,
Yeah.
like around 18.
We
and-
kind of did whatever
and
our
that was kind of
parents said.
subjective
Period.
on
There
what
was
it was
no
relating
question.
to. So, for instance, like
Do you think that's healthy?
Well, let him speak.
No, I'm
So-
curious. That's
So
to
yeah,
both of
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Oh, I was like, because
Well-
the way it sounds on the podcast,
Well, like-
that question is for him.
yeah.
for,
Right.
for me personally, like advocating for myself wasn't a huge necessity until I was older to understand what I was even advocating for.
Yeah.
In a way, like if someone was treating me wrong, I knew they were treating me wrong, and
Yeah.
I would be able to say, "Don't treat me wrong." I also had a twin brother as a best
Yeah,
friend.
and I think that is advocating for yourself.
Yeah.
And I
Sure.
had a twin brother as a best friend that would stick up for me as well. And my brother and I had a maybe too much freedom when we were younger.
Yeah.
But also, like, one of our best friends growing up had no freedom. And as soon as they turned 18, that was the last we heard from them.
But let me
they went
say
off,
this.
they went partying, they went doing
Yeah.
all this
Right.
stuff, and they wanted to rebel against the parents that never let them do anything. But
Yeah.
then when we were younger, my parents always let us do whatever we were passionate about. Photography. We wanted to get in photography. We told our parents that. My mom would let us go up to Capitol Forest
Yep.
at 15 years old, 16 years old, and go take photos of the Milky Way at 1 a.m.
Yep.
because she knew this is what we're passionate about. Just text me when you're there. Text
But-
me when you're on your way back.
Also, it's the reason that you didn't act out in those times at 1 a.m. is because you had such respect for your parents
Yes.
and such respect for their boundaries and such respect for their rules that you chose not to do bad things.
Yes, and like this goes back to like I studied psychology my first year of college, and it's like, do you want to you either fear the person or you respect them?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and for me, like I respect the heck out of my parents, I
I
don't
think
know if
you can say hell.
I can say hell. I
Yeah,
respect
hell,
the
but I
hell
would
out of
say
my
that
parents.
I feared my parents.
And
Yeah.
I didn't, not that I didn't respect, but I
but more
feared.
feared than
my
respected.
biggest fear was disappointing.
My
It was-
biggest
it-
fear was getting in trouble.
And it was not getting in trouble because I didn't get in trouble because we didn't do
Yeah.
things that were, because we always had the respect of my parents. I didn't want to let my parents down.
Same. Yeah. Right.
So we were so careful with what we did that we
I know.
just, we
Okay,
had-
there
we
was
had
a question that came off of the microphone. Ariel said, "How did we have the same parents?"
We did.
Nobody-
over here terrified.
But I think that that's the difference in our personalities.
I also think it was part of how we were
But
treated.
I think
And I
this
don't-
entire conversation,
think
this entire topic is
few percentage-
subjective on the child.
Facts.
Yes.
For sure.
And I think that
Yes.
you
nailed it.
You
No, it's true.
Nailed that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
Some kids need more advocation.
they need
Yeah.
more
They need the
helicoptering
helicopter.
for a
And I
longer
needed that.
time. Some
we
do
did
Because
not.
I was kind of a little bitch.
I
was
called you that once.
No, I remember.
Probably
Yeah.
more than once.
Nope, I think
I
more
remember.
than
Sisters.
No, it was once
told my
because we got into
therapist about
a
that.
really big fight about it.
Yeah.
Because the fight was,
I'm not
she
being
said,
one.
you said I was a bitch, and I said I didn't say you were one. I said you're being one,
Yeah, I just told him that yesterday. I just
There's a
told him that
difference.
story.
and that is the way I'm like my father.
Yes, it is. And I think that's
No, that's true.
But I
You
think it
needed
is
more of it.
I did because I think my natural being is to be a people pleaser.
to be more passive.
And if that's people pleasing to my parents, then I'm going to follow the rules to
Sure.
a T. And if I don't, the first, like my mother told me I couldn't hold hands with a boy in 8th grade. And I came home crying because we went to a movie and we held hands. Like I said, Mom, I'm so sorry that I didn't follow the rules because I held his hand and I'm so sorry. And like, I think that's the difference between you and
Yeah.
I, where you would have been
That
like,
is
screw
different.
it. Like, I don't care.
Don't care.
I'm holding the hand.
Yeah, right. And like it's a holding hands.
and
so
I'm just
she
gonna
was
let
like,
you know so
she
you
just
don't,
said like,
so
all
you're
right,
not mad
like,
at me and I don't get in trouble. Not so that because
Yeah.
I feel bad about it.
No, and like I think that's where we differ, and I think that that's where it was tried to be different.
But at some point, you do have to stop helicoptering your kids, right? Like at some
Yes.
point, they do have to go out into the big bad world and make their own decisions, and you have to release
Totally
that.
vulnerably, I think that was a moment when I was 18 where I said, Mom, I had sex. And she was like, all right, like that's
Cool.
on you at this point. Like, I don't, okay.
Yeah.
And
I think
that
that
was
I-
different because that was when I first made my own adult choice
Yeah.
to make a choice that was mine and was not necessarily what my mom wanted for me. But I did it anyways. And I was like, oh, wait, I'm an adult. I get to make my own choices.
See, but
And
I
so
think I don't draw the
then-
line at an age. I
Same.
think that's where I have
Sure.
a hard time of the societal, like, oh, you're 18 now. Like, all of a sudden, at 18, you can make all your own decisions
No, I
and all your own
totally agree.
choices.
It just
And
happened
I'm
to
like,
happen at
that's
18 for me.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird to me that we've created this societal, like, age thing where it's like, okay, well, now you're 18. So now, all of a sudden, no matter who you are,
Yes.
at 18, you have to make all your own decisions. I think some kids are ready for that at 16. I think some kids are ready for that at 22.
Yeah.
I think, like, and again, that's where it comes to, like, your child is so different. Now, do I think you should be calling their teachers on account for them after a certain age? I'm like, probably not.
Yeah, probably
Like,
not.
You should
gotta
be
deal with that
teaching
you're an
them
adult.
how to
Yeah.
advocate for
Where
themselves.
do you, I mean, let's
And I don't know
let's
that
do it
it's
with
an
teachers
age.
then.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some age because
It
I've
varies, for
because
sure.
me, I've seen
But I think for most of high school, you should be able to advocate for yourself.
right,
Yeah.
and I personally because I've worked with a lot
Maybe
of
even middle school.
kids, a lot of kids.
You should be
and-
trying in middle school,
Yes.
maybe with your parent in your ear.
Yes.
You know, like I'm
Yeah.
on the phone with my teacher, or I'm sending an email to my teacher, but my parent
Or
is
I'm
helping
going
coach
to
me
talk to my
through that.
teacher on Monday, Mom. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
huge
But I
part.
think by high school, you pretty much should be able to have those conversations
Yeah.
on your own with the support of like, hey, I've got you. Like, I
Right.
believe in you.
Yep.
You've got this.
Because
Yep.
you work with youth, I work
Yeah.
with youth, and I feel like middle school is that time. 4th and 5th grade, you're starting to understand what tools are available.
Yes.
You don't know how to use them yet,
Yeah.
but you know what tools are available.
So you need that coaching to be able to say which one to
So
use at the right time.
Middle school is kind of that adapting
sure.
period, and I think that's literally when I pulled CJ out of public school and
Yeah.
homeschooled him for 3 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
I forgot about that.
he
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
the tools, he did not know how to use them.
Yep.
So I taught him, so
Yep.
we did that. So, but I've seen that in a lot of other kids that not me personally, but that we work with as a
Right.
company.
Agreed.
The middle school seems to be that time where you really start to understand what the tools you're given, what they actually do, and which
Mean.
one to use at any given moment.
And this, I've had this conversation with people in the terms of elementary school. Personally, I believe, like in elementary school, pretty much you should be teaching the same things you're teaching at home. Like there's nothing out of left field in elementary school. It shouldn't be, right? Like whatever and I think you should choose a school that aligns with your values and like
Yeah.
if you can, like again, not everybody can choose where they send their kids to school. Sometimes you have to send your kids to public or charter. But a lot of charter schools are free, so like, there are options there. But if you choose whatever's best for your child in that age. I think by middle school, you've kind of got to be like, you've got to be exposed to the world a little bit. Like you've got to be exposed to the fact that not everyone believes the same things as you. Not everyone like agrees with you. And what does that look like to learn those dynamics? So I'm interested in what's happening with these microphones.
I'm saying is scoot over.
It's not. No, I can't.
Why?
What's the problem?
Listen, there's a whole,
Ryan put on
it's good.
deodorant.
no, there's a whole angle thing happening in the
What?
camera. Listen, it's a whole
It
thing.
looks good. You look great.
No, it's like no, and I didn't want to cut you. I was really trying to do it
there was a lot.
non-verbally.
It was a
I was
lot.
trying
though.
to have my wife understand my non-verbal communication about adjusting a mic, and in the interim, in the moment, she made it
Worse.
verbal so that we cut
I
off
do that all
Ariel.
the time.
So
No, it's okay though.
I apologize for that.
So weird. No, but I
See,
think
see
by
how I am.
middle,
See how she goes.
My personal,
Stop
my
talking."
personal
Because I do
opinion is that by middle school, your child should at least be able to advocate for themselves in some way.
True, because I feel like in elementary school, you're giving them. I mean, realistically, you start giving them tools from day one.
Yes.
Right? Do they know how to use them? No.
No.
You can hand them a spoon all day long.
Well,
And
and
they
they
don't
might
know what
use
it
it
does.
right sometimes, but it's on accident.
But usually it's on their forehead.
Yeah.
It's in their shirt. I mean, but over time they use it. And that's the same. I think that's the same with social skills. You give them the tools
Yeah.
and then they
doing
learn
our best.
as you helicopter.
I'm gonna give you a different perspective.
Okay.
I would love to hear
On-
it.
I'll say my mom was a helicopter parent, but the town that we lived in, and the amount of people who look like us, she had to be
Oh, there's a,
because we could
Yes.
advocate
Fact.
for ourselves, but nothing would change.
Correct.
Right?
That's
and so
so
if
true.
they could give as much skills as they wanted to us, but
Yes.
there was a point where it didn't matter. I remember going into labor with Elise, and my mom was in the hospital, and she was like, "No, we are not doing that. That's absolutely not going to happen." Was she helicoptering? 100%, and I couldn't have done it without her. If there were certain places where, even as an adult, I still needed to have a helicopter.
You
Not
need your
It
people.
wasn't an advocate.
yeah.
Wow,
It
that's
wasn't.
Thank
it
you
was
for
way
sharing
more than
that.
an advocate. It was she
It's so
had
true.
to be the helicopter parent because I was like, I don't really know what's happening. She's like,
Yeah.
she's not getting this. This isn't going to happen. This is exactly what we're going to do,
Yeah.
and don't say anything else to her. That's
I think
it.
That's
you're,
it.
you're absolutely correct.
No,
because
that's really good for
'cause
me
I've-
to hear too, raising like a biracial child,
Yeah.
because I don't know those
I've dealt with
things.
that multiple times. I've dealt with the fact that CJ is supposed to be a football player.
Oh gosh.
Probably at least 50 times over the last
I hate
like
that.
Yeah.
10 years at least.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably rounding down at least
Sure.
50 times. My black son was told he's going to be a football player. You should join football. You should be a foot. He's like, why?
Because I'm.
Because you're black and you're big.
Yep. That's not.
I mean, no joke.
And if you were black and tall, you should be a basketball player.
That's,
So
that's another thing. They never told him to play basketball.
he wasn't tall enough.
So realistically, yeah.
No,
and
that's
then,
really good.
And then
That's
with my
really true,
daughters to
Sarah.
be models,
Yeah.
and
Mariah could be.
I mean, I'm not like,
There-
I mean, they're
there are some
Elise-
exceptions to the rules. Let me
they're
be
both
real.
gorgeous
But-
girls.
but we
But
just have to talk about that.
Mariah is very tall.
Mariah?
Elise
Elise.
is
Elise
tall.
is tall.
Is she tall?
Mariah's
Elise,
like-
Elise
the
is
tall
really
one.
tall.
yeah.
Mariah's the shorter one.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
You don't know the difference.
Mariah has
No, I
this
do.
grunt.
That's maybe maybe
I
she
think,
just
like,
has
the
an
walk.
essence.
Your
Yeah.
boiled chicken showing.
That's true. No, Mariah. Like,
No,
I would
Mariah
say
has a
Mariah
walk.
has a thing about
And
her
like
that
a-
feels like she could
Like a
there's
tune.
a-
do something
But
that
in a
would
good
be
way.
modelly.
Yeah.
Yes, and I agree with that. But that's not an.
What do you think?
There's
should
so
I
many
helicopter
tropes
parent
when
you?
it comes to that. So I totally understand that. So I had to be a little bit more. I mean, not that I was present in your guys' life as much as I should have been, but I was present. I did field days and those types of things when you guys were young and those types of things. But I didn't have to be a helicopter parent as much when it comes to being and I'm going to say a white voice.
Yep.
Going in there going, you're talking to my children way differently than all the white kids. And I don't like that.
That's brutal. Yeah, that's good.
You're talking to my black wife way differently than I was like, so
Yeah.
I had to, there's a helicopter part of me that had to do that
For sure.
multiple times.
But realistically, that's the voice we're supposed to take, I think. Because
And I
of
think that's the
majority-
point. I
Being a
think
white
that's-
cis male, that is your job in society,
it
in a good society.
It should be, and then you have to ride that
Anyone
very
who's a
fine line.
majority should be advocating for a
But you have
minority.
to ride a very, 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 very fine line of white savior.
Oh, 100.
So
Right. I was gonna say, how does that make you feel though when you're like, I have a voice, I can say something.
That's tough.
Yeah, a lot of times he'll be like, "Did you not notice this?" I'm like, "No, I noticed. I just don't care." There's moments where I'm like, I don't.
Sure.
it's not worth it. It's not worth the conversation.
Not at all.
Not
But I mean, we don't want to derail
Don't
the.
care, or am
the-
just kind of used to it.
numb to it.
It's
Yeah,
not.
that part. I
It's
mean,
just like
just
it's not going to affect me tomorrow,
right,
and
Yeah.
it's not going to change the
that's also
situation.
right,
Bummer.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but really, being helicopter parents, it's just different when it comes to, and let's look at it from, I mean, it doesn't even have to be that perspective. Let's look at it from another perspective. I wish I had more of a helicopter parent when
Yeah.
I was young,
Yeah.
because we were the poor kids,
Yep.
and we were not treated well. So, because let's be real, everybody in our town was white.
Yep.
Okay, so let's find another way to
Montana.
segregate people.
Yeah.
That's just what they do. Okay, and ours was because we were poor, and my mom worked for the welfare department and was on welfare at the same time.
Huh.
So worked for the welfare department and was on welfare.
That's a bummer.
Ironic,
Fix your
right?
system.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound weird?
Yeah.
But so we were treated very, very, very differently. Me and my good friend Chris Day, because we were both
I remember him.
decently
Yeah, yeah,
poor, if not poverty, right? So we were treated differently, and
Yeah.
nobody stood up for us. So we had to just ride that crap out. Okay.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Oh, we have a new guest. We have a new guest. Who is the new guest in our podcast tonight?
Me.
No, you can't just say me. Nobody
What's your
knows who you are. Who are you?
Linya.
So,
Full name.
when I'm crying, my mama always comes in. She takes me in, and she just
Oh, yeah.
When you're crying, what do I do when you're crying?
Mom.
she helps me. She plays games with me sometimes.
If you get into a fight with your friends, do I come deal with it, or what do I do?
You come work it out with me.
I come work
What
it
a
out
good
with you.
mom.
Helicopter
that's
mom.
True.
See, you are right on topic.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah, we're talking about what do we do if you're having a fight with your friends.
Thank you. That was
Love
our
it.
guest star of the night.
Yep,
Was
that
she paid to say that?
Nice.
Was.
I'll give you
$5.
Paid with another hour of
$5.
Disney Plus.
Take a bow.
Think about beautiful.
Beautiful bow.
Her bow was not on frame.
That's okay.
We'll go soon.
We'll work on that.
It's late.
But yeah, that's. I mean,
Yeah.
So
there's
in
a there's
her
a
words,
difference. I mean,
helicopter
and
parent.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen this over and over and over the last 10, 11 years. But it's also has to do with how long do you have to helicopter? Is it 4th, 5th, 18?
Yeah.
It's irrelevant.
I know.
I think.
Ginger.
Yeah. I think
Oh.
it. Yeah.
I have a coughing dog.
Coughing
You're
dog.
welcome.
She's just.
I know.
A dog
I just
is
think it depends on the
struggling.
kid. It depends on the age. I think it depends on.
Their personality,
Yeah.
their skill set,
There's
their
a lot.
I think
Yeah.
as much as you can teach your children to advocate for themselves.
Yes.
Like that's the first step.
But
If
also
they
protecting
can't-
them.
If they can't, then you
Mm.
step in and help.
Yeah.
And teach them those skills through modeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the mermaid one. I mean, no.
But
We
I
love
think sometimes
mermaids.
modeling that too, I think is important to model correctly. I think sometimes when we model helicopter parenting, we fight our kids' battles in a way that we wouldn't actually want them to model.
Yeah.
So I think showing them what it looks like to model that and to speak for themselves and to say, hey, like, this wasn't fair because of this, not screaming, yelling, and being a Karen.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference.
Yeah.
So I think as a synopsis, we're sitting here like, there's no answer.
Yeah. I think
Do you know
there's
what the
not.
answer is though?
Be the best parent
Be
for
present.
your kid.
Stay present.
Yep.
Watch, listen,
Yep.
get to know your kids' friends, get to know your
Yeah.
kids' teachers,
Yeah.
get to know your kid.
Yeah. And something else I've seen a lot recently on like social media is a lot of parents now don't let their kids sleep over at other homes. And I've kind of wrestled with that myself of
I
like,
too.
is that helicoptering? Is that too much?
Or
Or
it
is that
wisdom?
protecting your child for whoever
Yeah.
might come into their home? Not that you don't trust the parents, but you don't necessarily know who their friends are that are going to come into their
Or
home.
maybe the parents.
Or maybe the parents. And I think at that point you're like, no, you can't stay at their house.
then it's just a flat no.
Then it's just a no. But like I don't know who your friends are.
Yep.
And I don't know who's going to be allowed in that home to, whatever happens.
I think that's being smart and
think
not
that's being smart.
helicoptery.
But I also like some parents are like straight, like you can never have a sleepover, period.
I would let my
ever.
kids sleep over at your house.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same.
I mean,
I trust who comes into your home and
Yeah.
yeah.
but
I think that's where it like
Some people don't even.
But
Yeah,
hold
some
on,
people-
just because your
some
sister
people don't.
does
They
not
don't have
mean that.
family.
doesn't mean yeah, right.
Remember that just because it's your sister or your brother
mean-
does not mean you just trust them automatically.
No,
that is not
it
default
doesn't.
ever.
Yeah.
there are family members I wouldn't allow my child to
Fact.
sleep over with.
Yeah.
I did not let
100%.
these human beings stay at certain people's houses. Most of them were relatives.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your relationship with your sibling.
Yeah.
I would trust my brother
That's
100,000%.
Yeah.
But that's different. Like you totally would.
Yeah.
And there's certain siblings of mine I totally would too.
I would let
Yeah.
Lenny stay over at like our friend's, like her best friend's house.
Yeah.
Because I super.
But we
trust
have to
her
remember
parents.
that it was like being present, knowing the people they're around, knowing your kid, know what they can,
Yeah.
know what they can take, what
Yeah.
they can't take. You know,
But again, also teaching them to advocate for themselves because I very, very distinctly remember a moment where I was at a sleepover with a friend and they were all watching a movie I wasn't supposed to watch. And I felt
Harry
confident-
Potter.
No, it was a shark movie. I very much felt, but probably was.
sharks?
these
Thank
were
God.
It was rated R.
I don't care who
Oh, okay.
listens to this. These were not my rules.
Yeah.
I am reading Harry
Was it
Potter Prisoner of
Jaws?
Azkaban right now. But there was
Maybe
some
that's
movie.
scary
It
at
was Deep
4 or
Blue.
5.
I remember that.
Oh, that's scary.
It was a scary movie. They were watching a
I would
scary
let
movie,
them
and
rewatch
I felt confident enough at that age in 4th, 5th grade to advocate for myself and to say I'm not allowed to watch this movie.
Perfect.
And to call my mom and to say, Mom, they're watching a movie that I don't feel like I don't think I'm supposed to watch. And again, knowing your kid, you have to know that your kid is either okay or not okay with that because realistically, there are probably kids who wouldn't feel okay saying that and would have been more people
Because
pleasing
I remember you guys turning off a Mary Kate and Ashley movie once.
because it had witchcraft in it.
Yes.
Yeah, I still
Right.
remember that.
And I'm
And
like,
a
this is a good movie.
Proud
I love the
Family,
movie.
Chrissy told us we couldn't watch. But also, like, I mean, I stood up for myself in a specific way of, like, one time my friend was like, let's sneak out of my house and go get cookie dough and ice cream. And I called my mom
was it?
3 a.m., Carissa, 3 a.m.,
Gonna sneak out for
and I
cookie
said,
dough.
Mom,
You
are
guys
you
are the
awake? And
worst
she said,
kids
yeah, I'm
ever."
up playing video games. What's up? And she's playing, whatever, a zombie video game.
Can I please?
And I said, can we sneak out of their house? Their parents are awake. Can we go get cookie dough and ice cream? She said, yeah, sure. Just don't wake them up. And I was like, cool. So,
Do you
like,
remember the time you and I snuck out to get Taco Bell?
no.
You and I snuck out to get Taco Bell. Mom knew the whole time though. She always
Well,
knew.
sure.
She just never said anything.
Most parents do.
Yeah. I think
We went and get chocolate.
I never snuck
I don't
out.
feel like I
But
would have done that without
most
knowing
parents
that
actually
mom
do know.
knew that I was sneaking out.
Yeah.
I never
I'm
had
sure
to
I
sneak out.
knew that she knew.
I'm leaving.
I'd walk into
Or else
my
I don't
mom's
think
We
I
were
would have
getting.
done it.
We were just getting
Can we
Taco
go to
Bell.
Taco Bell? Do you
Yeah,
want something?
that's
She's
true.
like, yeah. Sure. We didn't have
Yeah.
to sneak out.
My mom thought I snuck out to see my boyfriend, but I never did. She was convinced,
Same.
but I never did.
She said that she has my location, and I'm like, I swear I'm not with Caleb. And
No, we're
she
name
said,
dropping.
"Oh, sorry, he's not watching this. I don't know where he is in life right now.
I'll send him a link.
The dumpster.
He was scary.
He's scary.
He was no nice. So I agree with my mom in that aspect of helicoptering because he was very abusive.
Yeah.
So where do you, I don't know. Anyways, where do you draw the line?
It's hard.
I don't know.
Super hard.
We keep trying.
Helicoptering and keeping your kids
We
safe.
figured out.
I can't relate to a lot of this.
No, you can't. You
But
had a perfect
you
childhood.
can
Bailey
relate.
was my first girlfriend.
Yep.
But you can relate.
Yeah, and the other,
Like
the opposite.
As a
yes,
parent.
like you
Devil's
have to
advocate.
like
Yeah.
everybody has a voice in how they feel it was done right and how they can do it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's
I mean, you
that's just the way it
can.
is.
You have a
Yours is-
lot.
I
to
you
say
want
that.
you
so
wanted to
much.
do it a little differently than your
Yeah.
parents did.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah. Why? Tell us.
Why do I want?
Not because your
Maybe he
parents did
wants
it
to do it the
poorly.
same. We don't know.
Not because
No,
your
he
parents did
doesn't.
it. Not because your parents did it poorly. Not because it didn't work.
Right.
Right. But why?
I'll give you one example. It's because it's something that has made me who I am. I don't like to talk about my feelings at all because I never felt not comfortable enough, but like my dad was never an emotional kind of guy. It was saved for, the first time I saw my dad cry was when his dad died. It was the only time I saw him cry. And I wasn't raised this way, but like that just made me think I respect the hell out of my dad. I want to be just like him. Like my dad is my number one role model, and he will always be for the rest of my life because he's a perfect man. And because of that, I thought I can't share emotions either because I want to be just like my dad. But that's something that I'm like transitioning to thinking if I need to like have emotions about something with Emery, I need to be available for her. And maybe, and I don't know either. This could be because of how my dad was raised. This could also be because of how my dad thought. He may have thought that's what I needed. And he made the best decisions he possibly could, being my parent.
100%.
I
So
don't
you're also a different person than your dad, right?
exactly.
Like,
So I don't know why he didn't share emotions around me. Maybe because my mom's overly emotional and he doesn't have room to share emotions.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. And
So many
doesn't
things.
it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But something that I want to focus on is I want to be there like emotionally for Emery. And then when Emery's 18, when she's 21, when she's a married woman someday, she's going to say, there is something about my dad that I'm going to change.
yeah.
There's something about my parents that
Yeah.
they did that I'm going to change.
But I'm comfortable
It
with
will-
that.
Yeah, it
Oh.
will always happen.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
I
Yeah.
always say I just
Right.
want to like make sure that I can afford the therapy, right?
Yeah.
Like whatever therapy I give my child, I just
Yeah.
want it to be like affordable.
And the fact that my dad never like
Nothing too massive.
cried, he never shared emotions, that stuff like that is not his fault.
No.
Yeah.
Not.
That's who
Right.
he is, and that's,
That's who-
okay.
yeah.
That's who he
And
is.
Yeah.
he's fine being that way.
Right.
Totally.
And-
But that might
and-
not be who
and-
you are, and that's also okay.
And I'm fine being that way, but Bailey's not fine.
I'm not
me
fine
being
with you
that
being
way.
that way.
Bailey's
I
like,
know that you
"Fuck."
have emotions, and I think that it's
He's the
okay.
most emotional human being I've met in a long time.
Yes.
not,
But,
in
like,
different
in a
emotions.
different
Not-
way
yeah,
of,
not
like,
a cryy feely
You're
type of guy.
happy and
but there's a
joyful
reason why
and
you feel those
passionate.
things
Yeah.
You feel
realistically,
things deeply.
right?
Yeah,
You do.
Because you
do.
feel them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel them. So that
Like,
they're
I-
literally emotions.
Yeah.
I don't
Not
cry
because you're
often.
not
Never.
But
in
just
fact.
because you don't cry doesn't mean you have like no emotion.
Right.
Yeah, right.
That's
We dove
true.
into this earlier, and
Yeah,
and
and we
agree.
have to realize we're not robots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're not your dad.
No.
right. I wish
And-
I was.
And
No.
Emery's
I
not.
don't
Wish
want you to
you
be your
were.
dad
You-
because I
I
want
want.
Emery to have
I
more
feel
emotion
like-
from you.
Yeah.
you want to be you.
And me to have more.
You don't want to be your dad.
Yeah.
You want to be you.
Yep.
I do want to be me, but I also want to look at this, who I think perfect picture of a father,
Right.
and aspire every way I can to be like.
But here's
him.
here's the marker. Is there a perfect father?
No.
No.
Jesus. That's my
I mean,
Right?
that's my
that's
answer.
fair.
That's
Yeah.
an aspiration, and that dude
that's
wept.
debatable.
Yep.
That dude wept.
Depending on-
Oh,
He wept.
Let's
He
be
knows
real.
his Bible.
You want to get there,
Yeah.
but and we're not gonna. There's not what this is about. But
Get theological.
We can do
I
that.
have read.
Yeah.
But
It's one of the most memorable verses.
You-
And the shortest verse.
you are not him,
Right.
and Emery is not you.
Right.
Right.
So adapting is the only way to parent.
Yeah.
You can only parent as your best self. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't even like. No matter who the person is that you're looking up to in parenting, you can't ever be them because that's not you.
Yeah.
And like you weren't created to be that. You were created to be you.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
like that's gonna be different than what you assume perfection is
Yeah.
as a person because
Right.
you can't attain that. Like you can only attain the best version of yourself.
And I have to
Yeah.
say, when
And
it comes
actually,
to
you probably
my
can't even attain that. To be
No,
honest.
you
You can't attain the best version of
my
yourself until
my
you're probably
both
in the grave.
of my son-in-laws at this moment, and I don't know if it's a generational thing. I don't know what it is, but are some of the most present fathers
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
It is a statistically generational
My generation had none of that.
thing. No.
Yep.
And I guarantee you, your father wasn't as present as you are.
A
Yeah.
100%.
Guaranteed,
That is very true.
right?
Yeah.
So you use your mentors to strive to be like them in an aspect
Yeah.
and do something just a little bit different
Yep.
for 2023
Yep.
instead of 2000.
And what works
Yeah.
for your family, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because the
Everything's
reality is,
so
it's like
different.
Bailey is not your
And
mom.
you're-
Emotionally, it
And
changes.
Emery's
There's
not
no
right.
joke in completely two different ways. My son-in-laws in two completely different ways. They're completely two
Different
different
people.
human beings.
Yeah.
Very.
And parent
Completely different.
completely differently.
Yeah.
But they're so present. You and I'm
Yeah.
talking like you're not here. But you are more present than I was ever even capable of being.
And at the
Situationally.
time, you probably thought you were a present
I
father
thought
by
I-
societal
Yep.
standards.
I was present.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like
By
kind of-
society's standards,
Yep.
I
that
was-
was
You
present.
got
Way
home and you
present.
did bath time and yeah.
bath time
Yep.
was my time.
Yep. Right.
Like, I mean, if it was my
Yeah.
weekend, I came and got him. I'd drive 4.5 hours.
Yep.
And
just
things were so
grab my
different then
kids.
too. Like
Yeah.
look at jobs.
Yeah.
I now have a job where I can stay at home.
Yeah.
Right. I
and
was just
be
like,
with
it's
my
just
kids.
different. So
Yeah.
to aspire to look at somebody that they were the perfect parent or perfect thing, it's like awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
They
can-
were the perfect parent for you.
and realistically,
Yeah.
that perfect person that you're looking up to strive to be, you can be better than that.
Yeah.
Always.
And I think that
and you're being better than that.
yeah.
I see it
feel-
every freaking day.
I feel like I'm equipped to be everything I can for Emery.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm fully equipped to be the best version of myself for
Yeah.
Emery.
You do tap into your emotional
Specifically.
side
Emery.
when you need to for her.
Yeah.
Because there's times that I'm like, oh, she's fine. And I'm kind of like, whatever, it's fine. And you're like, no, I need to make sure that she's being careful and I need to make sure she's safe. And I'm like, no, she's fine. But like you tap into your emotional side in that space where you make sure that your baby girl is safe and taken
Yeah.
care of.
Those are emotions.
Yep. Those are emotions.
Crying's only one.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
There's like 400 other ones.
Yeah.
So
I cried
no,
a month ago.
Yeah.
I cry all the time.
I cry more than a month.
I
ago.
cry probably 3 or 4 times a week.
I
cried-
make you cry a lot.
I cried a month
feel
ago.
like every time I
and the
text
last
you, you're
time
like,
was
"I'm
when
trying not
Emery
to
was born.
No, it's a big deal. But because I'm trying to, because I'm also a fight person.
Yeah.
Like I don't cower. So when I need to check in, I
Yeah.
will barrel through and look out.
Yeah.
Like I'm a ride or
Yep.
die. So if you ever called me and you needed something, I'm already on a plane by the time I've
Yeah.
picked up the call.
Yeah.
Right? I was like,
I
I am
believe
that guy,
that.
but I don't
Yeah.
have to be that for you guys. Why? because you guys have the tools to take care of yourself.
Yeah, but I do truly believe if I called you and said, Dad,
Yeah.
I need you,
I'm out.
you'd be there.
Yep.
Skirt.
In like as close
Like the
as long
fastest
as the
flight that
flight
could get there.
take, you'd be there. Yeah.
And if
You
the
know-
flight was going to take too long, you'd be driving.
Yes. You'd be like, well, I'm already on my way.
I was like, Scooter, where'd you go? I'm in.
No, I
Seattle.
think Sarah would be right next.
She'd
to
be
me.
like, go. Absolutely
like-
go.
Yep.
I got
let's
everything
go.
else.
Yep.
I'll pack the bags.
Yep.
Meet you at
Yeah,
the
it's
airport.
true. She'd
That
be.
is
She's
true.
the same person.
Yes,
she's very,
absolutely.
very, very, very much.
And
the
I
same
think
person
that's
in
the
that-
best
in
we
that
can do
aspect.
for our kids. Is for them to always know that no matter what, we've got their back.
Got you.
And in any way that they need us to in the time. And again, a lot of their early years, we're interpreting what they need because they can't tell us. But, you know, I think as they get older and are able to tell us, like, this is what I need from you and this is how you can support me, I think as long as they know that you're there for that, I think that you're doing the best that you can as a parent.
Yeah. And as you get an adult, I mean, you become an adult. Like, my parents were jacked, man. But me as an adult going, that's not an excuse for me to do anything differently.
Right.
Right.
Well,
They-
it's an excuse for you to do everything differently.
right. What?
Yeah.
Yes. And but they did what they thought was right,
With
and they
the
did the
tools
right.
that they
yeah.
had.
And I'm like, I'm okay with that. I don't need to.
But I think it's really, I've thought about that too. I think it's really important for us as parents to realize that our kids will probably parent better than we do.
They should.
Right? Like they
Yeah.
should. And I think sometimes it's hard for parents to hear that we're parenting different than them because it's like, oh, are you saying that I was a bad parent?
Right.
It's like, no, I think you were a great parent with the tools
But
that
you had some.
at the
You did some
time.
bad things.
Because you're human.
Like this means.
Because
Yeah.
you're human. We're gonna make mistakes.
You
I'm gonna
screwed
make
up.
mistakes as a mom,
Yeah.
100%. I hope that I minimize those mistakes as much as I can in the sense of like traumatizing my children. But like realistically, I'm gonna screw up some of the decisions. I'm gonna overcorrect and undercorrect in certain ways. My hope is that they do better than I do because realistically, I don't want to replicate exactly what my parents did. Like as much as, I mean, obviously I don't want to replicate every single thing my parents did because again, like we said, I'm not you guys and
No.
they're not
Right.
me. And so
It's all our
adjusting.
first time.
It's all of
Yeah.
our first time.
Yes.
I actually
With
heard of
each
somebody
kid.
said that
It's
like
our first time.
the night before their kid turned a different age, they would like sit with their kid and say, hey, so this is the first time you're going to be 9 and this is my first time ever having a 9-year-old. So let's learn this together.
Yeah.
And I think there's something really beautiful to that. It's like, hey, it's my first time knowing you as a 4-year-old, knowing you as a 5-year-old. And it's
Yeah.
your first time having me as your mom as a 5-year-old. And so like, let's learn this together.
Yeah.
Like we're both, and I think sometimes we forget to treat our children as human
God,
and like we expect them to just like follow a status quo. And it's like, no, we're all human. We're all figuring things
Yeah.
out. Let's just be human together. And I'll be the authority for now, but eventually we'll be peers and we'll figure
Yeah.
this out.
Right.
True.
So we're all figuring it out. That's how I don't be a helicopter parent. I try to adjust to what is happening
Yeah.
in front of me at the time, to give them what they need at the time, and to hopefully help them to become an amazing human being and not just a child. I think when you look at your kid as only a child is when you helicopter
we're
more.
raising humans. We're not raising.
We're raising
children.
humans, not children.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at your child as only a child, that's when you jump into the unhealthy version of helicoptering.
Yeah.
Oh, but she is.
But she's a human.
Yeah,
but
She's
I
her
also
own
think-
person.
But I also think that's where like a lot of parenting differs. Is like, how do I help this human adult become a human adult is different than the way that somebody else says, how do I make this a human adult?
Yep.
And I think that that's different, and I think that that's fair, and I think that nobody's right or wrong.
Right.
And yeah,
Yeah.
But we all just have
there's
different
also, I mean, there's some points where it's just like you need to do what I tell you to do.
yes, I
Like-
tell Emery all the time that's a non-negotiable. You have to have your diaper changed. Period.
Right.
You
And
pooped.
as
Like-
teenagers, you're like, take a shower. Why?
It's
Because
a
you
non-negotiable.
smell like a butthole.
Yeah,
Like,
you get in the
like,
shower. It's not a
Do you
why.
really want me to tell
Yeah.
you why you need a shower?
Yeah. There's
that,
no why.
To me, I was like, no.
No.
That's not a discussion.
Yeah, that's a non-negotiable.
Like if I can smell you
Yep.
and you're upstairs,
Yep. Sometimes
things
I'm
need
like,
to change.
some things Emery comes to me with and is like, well, like she wants to do this instead of what I'm saying, and I'm like, that is negotiable. I can say like, I understand why you want to do that. Let's do that instead, and then we'll do what mom has to do because
Right.
mom's not on a time frame, or mom doesn't have to do the dishes right now. Yeah, you're right. Let's go play chalk. Like, let's do that and I'll put that off. But right now, like, sometimes it's like, no, you have to take a bath.
Yeah.
No, it is time for bed.
Well,
no,
true.
you have to get your
Because
jammies
there's
on.
something else
Like,
relying
period.
on that.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
somebody's coming home from work.
Yeah.
There's dinner that needs to be made.
Yep.
There's dishes need to be put in the thing. So
Right.
there's a certain order that you only see this.
Yes.
We see this.
Yep.
Like, I was gonna, because we have,
Yep.
I've been through a lot of teenagers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mhm.
And I was gonna do them, and I was like, well, now it's too late.
Yes.
For you to unload the dishwasher. Mom's already in the kitchen
Yes.
cooking dinner.
And now she has no
needs to
dishes
put
to
stuff.
cook with
There's
the
nothing to
yeah.
put in there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So there's a reason why when I ask you to do something now,
Yes.
right? And
I needed it done.
and I don't have to explain why.
No.
As you get older, you'll start to understand why.
Yeah.
But at this point, just get them done. So I feel like that helicopter part
Yeah.
is essential, but it becomes broader.
Yeah.
Like I still own the helicopter.
Yeah.
So when you call me when stuff goes
Yeah.
really bad, I'm in the helicopter and I'm coming.
Yeah.
Right.
But you don't have to hover.
But I think for me, when I was a kid, that's where respect came in to play. Is like, oh, I know that my mom or my parent wants this done now for a specific reason, and I don't need to know the reason, but I'm gonna get it done now because I respect you, and I respect that you know more than I do as
But then-
a 15-year-old.
But some 15-year-olds need
Yeah.
there's some like
See,
we
and
heard
that's
that in the
hard for
background.
me to understand.
Some kids
Yeah.
need to know the why.
Yeah.
Some kids, when you explain the why, they phase out and go, "Shut up!
Yeah.
I'll just do
Yeah.
the stupid dishes.
Yep.
Shut up."
Yeah.
That's what.
I
but there's
absolutely
other
need to
people
know the why.
Yep.
See,
and then
I
there's other
didn't
people
care.
that needed to know the why.
Yeah.
I explained the why too much.
Yes.
In this
Yeah.
household.
Yeah.
In this household.
No, and in ours.
That's gonna be me.
No, that's all around. Not just here.
And because I was like, I always want to be an open book. It's like there's a reason.
No,
there's so many
is.
things
Yeah.
happening right now, and so many kids like, I don't care.
Yep.
Shut up. I'll unload the dishwasher.
Yes.
Yep.
God. So
There's
all right.
always a reason. Yeah.
Urel
On
Urel
that
said,
note, my
you learn as
4-year-old
you
needs
grow,
to go to bed.
and you grow from learning. That was Urel's comment.
Ooh,
That's the
I like
only way you
so
grow.
true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yes, we're gonna wrap this up.
You only
Sorry,
grow
yeah.
from learning.
It's almost
like-
10 p.m. and my 4-year-old is still awake, so I do have to go.
Disney Plus. Thank you.
Thank you, Disney Plus.
Free promotion for Disney Plus.
Like
So-
they need it.
Yeah, they needed it. So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. This is a very, very special episode. Yes. Make sure and check this out. If you're listening to this on a podcast, please check out the YouTube. On the line.
Enjoy.
On the line.
Yeah, it's on the line. YouTube. And hopefully this sparks a conversation. And also put something in the comment. Like, did this help you? Did it not help you? We're total idiots.
guys are
Answer the question so we
Say
can
that to-
send you some stuff. I mean, for goodness sake,
Oh, what's
just
the question?
answer the
One more
question.
time.
Remember the question.
Episode 24. I even narrowed it down. Episode 24. What was my song of the week? That's it. That's all you got to do. All you got to do. All right.
Night, Ben.
Night.
Night, Ben. He's in the comments saying good night. Keith said good night earlier.
Yeah, he's
We're up late for some people that
Yeah.
are more
I know
towards the other side of the country.
Urel's up.
Oh yeah.
What?
True.
Urel's up. She's in
Jarrell,
Texas.
thank you. You
Yeah.
are a trooper. She's in Houston, right?
Yeah.
Houston.
Wow.
Woo,
Good for you on a Sunday.
I know.
You must work for yourself.
Can I guess the question?
No,
No.
we're live. Get out of here. Get out of here.
You're right.
You can
That's
put it in the
stupid.
comments or something later. All right. We love every one of you. Just send us a message. We'll come to you. We might do this live in your house.
Oh, you're all
What?
It's 12 a.m.
Oh,
Come to my
oh.
house.
Oh,
I'm up
no.
at 5.
Woo.
You're well.
Night,
Go to
Urel.
night.
Urel,
You're right.
Night time.
go to bed.
Come
This is
on.
not that important. You can listen.
It is,
to
but-
it
but
tomorrow.
stand up,
5
stand up.
hours of sleep
Stand up.
now.
Yeah, baby.
That's Urel is the one who makes these shirts for
Oh,
us.
love.
There you go.
So
well done.
we love
Well
you for
done.
all of
They
that.
look
And
amazing.
we'll see you very soon.
We're closing out the podcast. Do you want to say
Love
anything?
you.
You want to say goodnight?
Bye.
You want to say goodbye? Get on that camera.
Goodbye. I had a great time here.
Oh,
We did. We will see you very soon, everyone.
And I loved it.